Alright, after a short break, we are back, everybody, to bring you the next set. Puppypaw up against Numudan. We got the draft right in front of us, and you know it's gonna be a good game when Macedonians are getting picked over French. French snipe here. Numudan, he made a choice here. French or Macedonians, and he chose that Macedonians is the lesser of the two evils. And actually,
which does surprise
Puppypaw,
me a little bit.
Yeah, and Puppypaw sniping JD over Golden Horde? That's crazy.
Okay, I think this is a double mind game. I think Puppy expected to be able to play French here. And he didn't want to risk a French JD, not because not because he thinks he's like the worst French player, as the worst micro or whatever, but it's such a volatile, bizarre matchup, I want to say, because you would think it's very aggressive, but it's actually not. It's a super defensive matchup, because the moment you overextend on the opponent's side, well, guess what? He just has 1 or 2 extra knights, so you just lose if you take the fight. It's a very volatile, very difficult to play matchup that sort of defies the regular rules of the game.
Here we got the head-to-head between the two. So far, Puppypaw undefeated when it comes to the series. At one point, Numudan was able to take off a game from him in the Masters of Steel Global Qualifier. So has had a win so far in his belt, but suffice to say, there's been massive changes when it comes to the quality of gameplay from Numudan since then. He's been putting in the hours, and at this point, I would say that chances are he would be in a much better position up against Puppypaw compared to a couple months ago, currently leading in his group.
Exactly. If the previous slide for the head-to-head made you think that is going to be an easy win for Puppy, let this change your mind, and mine and Crackady's words as well. Make no mistake, Numudan is a force to be reckoned with, even up against these top 8 players. So do not count him out at all for the sake of your channel points here.
Gotta keep those channel point numbers healthy as we're moving into our first game of the series here with Puppypaw playing as the Macedonian dynasty. McDonald's civilization on the menu here as we're seeing the Varangian war camp coming on in. On the other hand side, Numudan playing as the Golden Horde in the color red. Opening us up here with the Golden Tent. You know, some players, they like to go for the Golden Tent immediately. Some players, they like to wait a little bit and get the Golden tent in later. Is there really like a big benefit? Like in theory, of course, like you're idling percentage-wise less of your economy if you get it in later. But it's gonna be the same idle time by like 5 minutes anyway, so...
Yes. I think it comes down to like... because there's a couple of ways to actually split early on with Golden Horde, right? As you mentioned, a big part of it is influenced by when you want to make the Golden Tent. And I'm sure there is sort of a mathematical sort of perfect opening that gives you the fastest age up and is most efficient. But obviously, like whenever there is that kind of an opening, it's true in like most cases, but not all the time, especially for Civ like Golden Horde, because your efficiency is heavily affected by the spawn, right? Where's the stone relative to the gold mine and so forth? Like, which villager do you build the golden tent with? How long do they have to walk to the golden tent? And from afterwards, where do they have to walk, right? So it comes down to a few seconds here and there that just depends every time, always on the map. So it's hard to find one that's always good. There's also the classic, like, 2 on gold or 3 on gold, which you can also choose with Golden Horde. So, yeah, it's probably not one answer fits all situations.
Exactly. I love this opening here from Puppypaw on the deer. So did move out and on together from the deer early on in this game. Especially early on, there's not too much to fear up against Golden Horde. They rarely go for any Dark Age shenanigans. So Puppypaw easily able to just yoink a couple of the deer off the map. Just some early great food gathering here for him. And yeah, he's going to be able to just use that food to potentially propel himself a little bit quicker to the castle age. And I'm just looking at the map, Myriad, and there's one spot on the map that just screams Golden Horn Tower to me on Puppypaw's side. You know which one I'm talking about.
I'm glad you added in Puppypaw's side, because I was going to say he should definitely Oh no, yeah, he's in the north side. It is this spot. Yeah, I was gonna say that's Numudan's spot, but no, that is. I mean, that is the perfect spot, isn't it? You
You
actually
get the gold,
cannot
the
ask for a
ore,
better one.
the deer, and the wood line. You can move your entire base over here, your entire base of operation. You just pull 40 villagers there 15 minutes into the game and go for the A-job right there.
Of course, the safer alternative would be maybe that secondary frontal gold there. You put it just past your initial one, which is something to consider.
Gold, maybe?
Between the berries and the gold, that could work as well, yeah. Which is an important consideration, right? Because, again, like, Macedonia, right? Like, this civilization is banned most of the time, or at least if it gets picked, it's sort of never normally allowed through in the drafts. And for good reason. They are, even after so many nerfs, they are just still so powerful and difficult to deal with once that castle age hits especially. But the feudal is no slouch either. They can pop out so many units and the champions boost their army to no end. The Golden Horde, however, well, they definitely don't mind fighting in feudal against almost any civ, I want to say.
Indeed. Big shout out to PM303, by the way, giving us that 20 gifted subs there in the chat. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Thank you in general for all of the support over here on EGC TV, helping us bring you guys top-tier tournament content for Age of Empires 4 time and time again. So very much appreciated. Age Up has come in for Puppypaw with the Hippodrome. Of course, that is expected. Kalin Torgut's also coming in from Numudan. It's going to be finishing up shortly. Only 2 villagers on gold, though, for Puppypaw at the moment. That does kind of tell that he isn't going for the fastest of Castle Age, but might instead just put a little bit more value on massing up some Feudal Age units here.
Yeah, and I think that's something you probably have to do as well here as Macedonia, right? It's a bit of a similar case to what we saw with Sengoku against Golden Horde from MSN earlier against Louis. You would love to get to the Castle Age immediately, but chances are you won't get there in a good state by the time Golden Horde is done with you. So Poppy understands that and knows that even though Golden Horde is slow on the startup, once they get going, there's little you can do to stop that military if you haven't addressed it early. So Puppypaw going to use his early military tempo here to try to eke out a lead. The double back Uvu here, well, first back Uvu and second to the side means it's going to be tough for Puppy to start putting on a lot of torching on them. The outpost towards the front there at the deer pack means that Puppy would have to go all the way around to the north to strike at this one as well.
Takan chasing after one horseman here. Numudan also moving out to the deer. Already up on 4 horsemen at the moment. We do have the Macedonian scout out at the moment as well, so Puppypaw does have that additional bit of torch damage. Should he want to go for some torching, but it's always difficult to try and fight up against one of those fortified outposts, as they do, of course, have that additional health, additional robustness, and all the production buildings are right next to it. So a couple of spearmen popping out right next to the outpost as you're trying to torch down could always be a little bit of a tricky situation.
Indeed. Archery range is now finished as well for Numudan, so it's going to be the classic composition for him. Makes complete sense up against Macedonia. Poppy, though, it looks to me like he's content with what he's achieved so far. The gold is piling up, as is the food. No additional units in production. Very minimal on the wood. This is definitely trending towards a castle age. Combine that with the wall, make it very hard for Numudan to actually strike in here effectively. Where would the Golden Horn Tower go? Because, I mean, the walls actually kind of block an optimal positioning, but if you put it too far back, your gold isn't really covered effectively, so must be just above that arsenal that he's thinking, right?
Yeah, that's the question. You could also just try and sneak villagers to the top side, as we alluded to earlier. That is the best eventual spot for it. He doesn't have wheelbarrow, so he's not going to be able to move there as quickly as ideally he could. He's still going to be getting the eventual Hippodrome champion, which is going to be great for his units alongside the couple of spearmen. Maybe with that, he's going to be in a position to just send a couple of villagers out to the top, try and get the golden one tower up. and just try and raid in the meantime. Just try and distract your opponent. You don't need to be on your side of the base. You can try and just do damage on the other side. Actually, though, it's getting kind of dicey. With the archers, he's gonna be pushed off of the gold, and he doesn't have enough gold yet for the age up.
Yeah, with the front gold, it's definitely tricky, like you mentioned. I mean, he's pushed off the gold, and he just doesn't have enough, and this is the problem.
Look at that.
The forward gold.
Look at Numudan, just a single Torgut. He's sending all the way to the top side. He knows what the best spot is on this map for a Golden Horn Tower, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that you're not sneaking this one up at the top there. Such great awareness. That is amazing.
Absolutely. It's this kind of detail you have to look out for at this level, because, I mean, as we mentioned, like one Golden Horn Tower being sneaked there, that changes the game completely. And Numudan understands this, so he's not going to allow it for free. Distraction tactics from Puppy, looking to cut some reinforcements and make Numudan wary. Gives him a little bit of time to move on to the gold again, just to try to get the amount needed here to age up. Is it enough? I don't think so. It's only 6 villages and there's no wheelbarrow. They actually cannot possibly carry enough here.
Yeah. Bit of idle time there as well. In theory, what he could do is just try and go to the top side, like sneak out, go for, wait. Is he maybe trying to go for a market now? He's sending villagers out to the bottom side there, where there's another gold and a berry patch.
Oh my
Could be that he's just trying to go for food there, but could also be that he's trying to sneak up a Golden Tower with just 5 villagers, but that would also be very, very greedy. Military count rising at the moment from Numudan. Looks like Puppypaw did indeed just buy a little bit of gold here now. But the villagers, oh no. They're running right into the units here. And they're not dropping the resource off, so they're going down without dropping off the resource. Golden Horn Tower now coming inside of the base from Puppypaw. That is the worst position that you could choose. It's not even protecting the gold from archers.
It's not. But, like, do you even have another choice, really? I mean, he'd love to get in the north.
Rush top side.
After he just got caught in the south side here, he's probably like, well, chances are I'm getting caught in the north side as well. But, I mean, you see just how well Numudan has delayed Puppypaw here, right? This Golden Horn Tower should have been finished over a minute ago, is what Puppypaw intended. But only now is it getting finished, and we're in such a precarious position, too. Like you said, I think archers can actually just keep sniping that gold vein from a distance, and if that is the case, which I do think it is, I want to say that this Golden Horn Tower is just virtually useless. Like, it doesn't really give Puppy the security that he needs.
Yeah.
Gonna demolish the wall, so give himself a better angle.
Exactly, and he is gonna find potentially some villager kills here with the Radari, though there is some spearmen here as well. He does see the villagers, though. Tough one. Oh no, the villagers.
There we go.
The mining camp, it's griefing him. Oh, actually, getting some value in. Okay. Couple of archers killed. Not bad. 3 archer kills. That's good.
What's rough about this, though, right, is that if you just demolished that wall earlier, you could have stuck up the Golden Horn Tower right next to the gold mine and gone away with it, too. But alas, that was not the case, so now Puppy's in a very difficult position.
Oh, he's getting some return damage, though. Yeah, look at that. Able to kill 5 villagers. Make that maybe 6. So able to... No! Ah! Oh, it's so close. Almost able to even out the villager count. That's so much idle time being caused again by Numudan just running his military units around there.
That right there is a
spot.
Panoramic view moment, trying to take on villages.
Oh, no! Oh, that's devastating. Puppypaw once again losing a big amount of villagers here.
Yeah, again, getting punished for his greed.
He's just out of food. There's still like remainder of 1 sheep there underneath his TC, but it's not enough food to really be able to consistently make units at the moment. It goes to show. He's now switched into archers, but he still needs upgrades on those, and Numudan now getting close to his own age up.
Yeah, Numudan has been playing this exemplary. Just keeping up the pressure, denying Puppypaw's external resources, knowing that the castle age itself isn't too threatening in and of its own if Puppy cannot have resource access that he needs to. I do feel like a bit further commitment into archers could have been quite nice here from Numudan, though. and keep sieging that gold mine from a distance. There's nothing stopping him, really. He would be able to mass up enough archers to contest even the early archers here from Puppy, but chooses an earlier age up instead. And Puppypaw is doing a great job of not being too distracted by the pressure that he's under, finding his own reins behind this, now tying up the villager count.
Villager count tied up, that is nice. The one thing that's not so nice, though, is that he's now switching into mass archers as the Muscovy Yasak is coming in for Numudan. So all of these armored units, they're not going to be really taking that much damage from these archers. There is the activatable ability, though, from Puppypaw's archers, from the Botgemacher, where they're able to ignore 2 ranged armor. But with that, you're only really getting even against those knights.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, the immense slowdown in move speed makes it so that when you do press the upgrade, well, the ability, you want to make sure you can actually keep shooting with those archers. Easier said than done, as the champion falls. Big pickup there for Numudan, but certainly got value. And this is a precarious position, right? The classic Golden Horde age up. This is when they are most vulnerable, usually, during this age up through the castle age. But Numudan has done a good job in securing his flanks. We have outposts here in the north, towards the center as well. And still plenty of spears to make sure that these Ridari don't cause too many issues.
Crossbow numbers slowly getting increased as well, courtesy of the Golden Horn Tower. Already 6 longbows out on the field. We don't have any religious units yet for Puppypaw, so he hasn't been out on the map, not able to get any relics in. What he has been able to do, though, is he's been able to go out to the deer at the top side, finally able to get some more decent food income in. So we'll be able to get some more units out shortly, and we do see the switch up now into more and more Ridari. This has been able to really start affording them again. And this is actually a nice army composition here at the moment for Puppypaw. Good amount of archers, at least enough archers to be able to one-shot the spearmen, and after that just mass Ridari coming in.
It is the dream composition for Macedonia. The archers with the 3 crossbows as well as Ridari. Now, Golden Horde, one of the better civilizations at dealing with it, as the Ridari finds an angle on the wood line, picks up another 2, but does give his life for it. The champion Ridari, that is.
Looks like the horseman, or Hippodrome horseman, is getting put up in queue now. Could also be getting queued alongside the Ridari as well, the Hippodrome Ridari. Get that one back out onto the field. Puppypaw now getting some walls up at the top side. They'll be able to secure a little bit more presence there. Now tries to go for some raids with Ridari outpost here as well to secure the deer once again. Yeah, just a couple of walls now to at least keep the space a little bit more safe as it's been previously. Numudan likewise also walling one side of his map as well. And X-throw. Nice, gets the target there as well. Good play.
Nice little touch. Gotta maximize the axe throw when you are chasing retreating units. Great tool as well when you're trying to burn through a wall and the villagers are repairing it. Another reason why the Ridari are so good.
Oh, that could be a little fight up ahead here. Puppypaw is taking the fight. Archers, are they focusing the spears? Ah, they're just fighting at the moment, so no immediate focus on the spears. At least going to be able to get the monk here. Some nice little value there. Now also signaling arrow coming out for the Khan. Crossbow.
Another fight that I think Puppy really wants to take here either, right? Ultimately, like, the mass is there from Numudan as well as the additional ranged armor. Puppy still only has his tier 1 technologies from the arsenal. The Ridari turn, though.
Yeah, he's able to finally start sniping the spears. There are more spearmen coming in now, though. But for the time being, no more spears here at the front line. Ah, but the Ridari number is also falling. The Warcam is producing, though. So we're getting some free units from there. 2 Ridari just spawned there. But right now, the military count is not looking ideal. And no, don't tell me there's another 5 villagers about to be going down. It looks like that might be the case. The 6th one going down as well. Puppypaw also killed some villagers on Numudan's side again, though.
Exactly. Like, behind this, Puppy actually found a huge amount of damage with the raid. Idling out so much here from Numudan. But, yeah, as we mentioned, he's going to strike back very hard himself. 14 to 16 economic kills now. Puppy just with a slight lead still. Soon to be cancelled out though by the Golden Horde's faster villager production inherently. 35 for 2 instead of the standard 21.
Military count just
or is it 25 and 30? Is it 25 for the 2 villages? And instead, wait, is it 15 for a village or 20? I'm having a brain fart moment. Seconds to produce.
Oh, seconds to produce. I think it's like 35 or 36 for all of them for the entire batch. Can we check on the TC?
Okay. Okay, it is 20.
Numudan?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for Macedonians, yeah, for...
Yeah. So it's going to be 35 for Golden Horde then, or 37 maybe.
37, yeah, 37. 35 would have been a little bit too insane, but yeah, 37, so a good like 18-ish seconds, 18 and a half per villager. Puppypaw is finally starting to get in a good mass of Redarian onto the field. I'm wondering how he's going to be playing this long term.
Looks like he did pick up Romfire as well. We had a lot of silver earlier on, but no more, so that's an additional chunky bit of +4 damage.
Look a little bit bendy.
Yeah, they got those.
Able to find some villagers here potentially immediately if he pays attention. Yeah, he does.
The non-distance villagers.
Yeah, look at that.
Massive damage.
Redari able to one-shot the village. That's big value there.
Yeah, and you can see the raids behind this. Yeah, because of the raids earlier, right? He was able to really slow down Numudan's Remass here, who still has a pretty firm army count lead here, but isn't able to be as aggressive as he would really like because of that damage from Puppypaw, which has only been mounting up further since then. So difficult to control all the raids of these Redari. Such a strong unit for that reason. But the crossbow count is building pretty steadily now for Numudan.
Crossbow count increasing indeed. Puppypaw also getting his crossbow numbers back up again. Still just all passive thanks to the Golden Horn Tower. Seeing the runestone also getting deployed now. Puppypaw with a good amount. Actually, there's a very good amount of Redari here at the moment. Decent upgrades as well. We get the +2 now. Defense-wise, up on the Redari. Not taking the fight yet. Falling back to the runestone. Could be taking the fight from here on out. Spearman being kept back by Numudan. Doesn't want them easily sniped by the archers. Looks like Puppypaw is fine with just leaving his archers like this at the moment. The back line. Loses a couple more of them. Some axe throws to create some distance. Behind us. What is the follow-up now though from Puppypaw? Something that you could do with Macedonians realistically is just shift a lot of villagers over to gold now. With that you generate a lot of silver. There's already a couple of farms. You just try and go for a castle, for an Imperial Age. With the Imperial Age, what you can do, there's 2 ways realistically. You could start pumping out some cataphracts, which are going to be immediate elite. 750 silver each, so they do take away from your ability to get upgrades, but they're just an absolute champion of a unit. Like, those are absolutely insane. Or you could also get the fire damage upgrade on your Springolds, and against an infantry-heavy civilization like Golden Horde, that is actually like a win condition. I'm not even joking, like
100%.
10 fire Springolds, that's a win condition.
It's genuinely, they are crazy. They really are crazy, even against range units for that matter. Just because for the units to actually attack them, they have to go clump up close to the Springolds. And that's exactly what the Springolds want. So it's really scary, genuinely, the fire Springolds. And that might be what Puppypaw looks to go for soon enough. Was still keeping up the raids behind this. And actually, we saw earlier he dropped some ranges as well. So active crossbow production is now underway behind this too for Puppy. Understanding that with so many men-at-arms for Numudan, as well as a Torgud, he really wants to be able to clear out that front line.
Yeah. Puppypaw, some more walls coming in now. Tries to further segment the map. We also have a religious unit here. Just a single shaman at the moment. Just out there, enjoying his best life. Might potentially try and just block the wall off, actually, for a little bit there. Because he doesn't really have anything else to do other than Potentially start getting some of the sacred sites. And can we actually take a quick look at the relic split here between our players? What's the relic split like at the moment? So 3-2 for Numudan. So Numudan getting the lion's share of the relics here out on the map. And judging by the amount of resource in the bank, is Numudan thinking about Imperial Age first here? He's got a lot of gold floating. And stone for that matter.
Imperial Age would be pretty good for him as well. Plenty of good choices. I'll go for the stone armies, of course, which I don't think is as good as it used to be. I do prefer the Yam network trade, which would generate gold based on the amount of fortified outposts you have constructed. So, similar to enclosures for the English. Very good.
Almost like
constant
5
gold
relics
trickle.
worth.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Little raids here now. Puppypaw feigning the burn through. Left-hand side. Numudan reinvesting into crossbows. Q's up 16 more crossbows. That's a lot of crossbows. But I think he has to, right? Like, it's just too threatening to have a mass of 30 Radari out there on the map.
Yeah, you definitely need plenty and plenty of crossbows. It's only going to get tougher the longer the cast stage goes as well, as the silver keeps rolling in. We're going to get up to tier 3, potentially even tier 4 upgrades on the arsenal. Which, I mean, in my opinion, leads to Macedon in late cast stage having by far the strongest army in the entire game. But Imperial Age, of course, changes things. Which is why Numudan is probably so hesitant to really leave his base despite having such a robust composition. Just because he understands that the upgrades will never be in his favor.
Puppypaw, is he thinking about taking the fight now? It definitely looks like it. He is pushing in deeper and deeper now. He's got a lot of crossbows on his side as well. He doesn't need to have that many, just enough to, you know, get some good kill shots in from the back line. There's not that many armored units in, but he just wants to have enough so that pathing isn't going to be completely dependent on the on his front line. Looks like fight might actually be getting taken now. It's 100 units to 70 though. Army value is in the lead for Puppypaw though. Just so many premium units here for him out on the field. Puppypaw isn't quite taking the fight. He is luring Numudan out into the open though. This could be a setup.
Yeah, he's quite hesitant.
Now.
What's
He
the
is going
plan?
for the flank. He's going for the
He just
flank.
wants a massive surround with the Ridari, right? That's the plan.
Although, no, he's pulling him further down now. But the crossbows are still moving all the way back to the base of Puppypaw, so not looking for the flank. Interesting.
This could actually be very dangerous here for Puppypaw if he's unable
Is
to
it though?
burn through one of these
The units
walls.
are slow.
They,
He's gonna
they
be
are
able to
slow,
just
but
easily burn through.
can he do it quick enough though? If Numudan actually pulls
that's
the
the wrong wall
villages,
to
because
burn.
if he, yeah, that's a bit closer. Yeah, see what I mean? This could actually be very dangerous. There's an opening on the wood line though. Does Numudan see it?
I don't think so, but Puppypaw doesn't want to risk it from the looks of it.
No. Oh, this is very precarious here. Both players really, because at the same time, with most of the military here from Numudan, he leaves the entrance to his base open.
Puppypaw, he's kind of bridging the army military gap, but with more premium units with the Radari. Does lose a couple in front of the base though from Numudan. Dude, Numudan, he's on 60 crossbowmen at this point. That is a massive amount. Now it's 128 military.
Numudan pulled back.
crazy
The Ridari get away scot-free. He didn't want to keep committing. I guess he would have been so far out of position, he wasn't sure exactly where they went. He'd rather not risk it, understandably so. As you
Everyone's
mentioned,
getting
yeah,
ready for it
with
now.
63 crossbows,
Sami
it's...
Oh, the flank! It's happening. It is happening. The flank is happening. The crossbows, they're actually busy hitting the wrong units for the most part. They're busy fighting against the backline. Ridari not all fighting, though. Oh, this wasn't as good as a fight as it could have been here for Puppypaw. This ended up being a pretty bad trade,
right?
actually.
Yeah, with the spearmen quickly meeting the charge of the Ridari in the south side means that even though not all the crossbows were attacking, the fight ends up being favorable for him. Reinforcements being picked off by the Ridari mass here towards the north side. But you can see the destroyed value is so firmly in Numudan's favor now. The trades have been exquisite.
Behind this, I mean, it's still just such a large army advantage now for Numudan. Radari trying to find some raids here, but I'm not sure how realistic this is. Keep also is getting cancelled by Puppypaw.
Yeah,
It looks like it did actually take some damage as well before it got built.
Yeah, actually, he lost a stone. A decent chunk of it. He would need to rebuild the keep. Big raid, though, on the gold mine. Finds a lot of villager kills, but that's not enough to stop Numudan from clicking
the keep not going up.
Oh, this is massive. He's going to find some more damage of his own as well. The crossbowmen are in position for Puppypaw to make a defense here. Not all of Numudan's mass is here. The rest of the reinforcements are in the base defending, but he's going to find plenty of damage. Surprisingly, he's not focusing out the villagers with those crossbows on the south side. Still distracted in his base as well, as the Ridari raids just keep going. But this definitely favors Numudan, even though Puppypaw has found way more damage here, economically. The YAM network is on the way. 1 minute and 10 seconds out now, and of course the villagers are working for Numudan behind this, so his economy is going to stay relatively stable still. Whereas Puppy is so far away from his own age up.
Yeah, Numudan just with the far better economy set up here at the moment. 33 active villagers on food now. He did lose a couple more, but he also did manage to get some kills inside of Puppypaw's base. This, at the moment, definitely still looking to be in favor of Numudan now with the age up coming in shortly. And he's got enough gold to immediately get the most important upgrades in, namely a lead on both the spears and the crossbows. And then, in theory, he can just pump out mass spears and crossbows and just have that as army composition.
And it would certainly be enough, even against the Bogmathor. Raids continue, though.
All weak. Yeah, all weak Radari, though. Very low HP. That's a good couple more kills in, actually, on the economy, while he's also pushing in at the front line. Trades out the army. Actually, Puppypaw, he's got the army lead now, somehow. He switched into mass archers, so has a good answer up against the spearmen and crossbows. But he lost out in the Radari count, and now with the age up coming on in, he's gonna have to start pumping out some, either some more units, go for some early engagement fights here, or look for his own age up. And he is now at a point where he's actually getting close to 750 silver per minute. At that point, you're getting like the full 3 cataphracts a minute, which is honestly kind of vile. Like 3 cataphracts a minute, you can really mass up a ton with that.
Yeah, for sure. It would be incredible for him. If it was earlier in the game, though, I think, right? Like, after such a long delay and with the elite upgrades coming in now for Numudan, still 49 crossbows on the field. Even the cataphracts are gonna struggle to really find a lot of value with so much anti-armor on the field. Numudan playing it patient. He knows that he has taken a lot of damage, so his punch might not pack as much damage as he initially anticipated. Or an engineering company is the choice here for Puppypaw, so and you're gonna be relying on siege.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't like the foreign engineering company for the Macedonians, especially in comparison to like what it gives for Byzantines, right? Like it's not only the siege that you get as the Byzantines, it's also all of the unique upgrades for your mercenaries, and you just don't get that as the Macedonians. So honestly, the Cataphract's just a much better choice, in my opinion. I don't value Nest of Bees that highly.
I think part of it is probably just the worry of a massive push coming in, right? And he knows he's mainly crossbows. If he's able to get out like 1 or 2 Nest of Bees in a pinch, that can really buy him a lot of time. Which, I mean, the Cataphracts in that situation wouldn't do, right? So that might be the idea here for him. Two Ridari in the corner, just waiting to pounce for the opportune moment. And Puppypaw's raids have been just exquisite throughout this game. His raids, I think, sort of single-handedly have kept him in the game so far after a very rough opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, we are seeing some Nest of Bees now, so Puppypaw definitely fearing the like immediate engagement from Numudan. And Numudan, can we quickly check the archer range? Does he have the like improved production upgrade there in on them? Yes, he does, and that's gonna be a ton of hand cannoneers now. You're only spending the resource of 2 hand cannoneers for a batch, but you're getting 3 out of them. So that's massive savings here on a premium unit like that. Puppypaw, he's got a massive amount of archers, and there aren't any armored units out here at the moment from Numudan outside of the Roost Tribute units. So maybe there's a realistic chance that Puppypaw, with this mass right now, could do some serious damage. There's 3 more Nest of Bees in queue. Surprised it's not cannons.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he realized there's just such a massive blob here from Numudan that it's really the Nest of Bees AoE that's going to make a huge difference here. I guess he's not too worried about torching the actual buildings as of yet. Yeah, like as you mentioned, the triple production is such a power spike for the Golden Horde. You can see how quickly those hand cannon numbers swell for them. They are going to get boosted as well by Batu Khan. And of course, massive costs are being saved here by Numudan, producing 3 for the price of 2.
Arrow. Getting the debuff Falcon in now. Puppypaw falling back for the time being. It's just as soon as the hand cannons come in, you start being unable to trade favorably against this. And Puppypaw, he's got so much silver right now. So much silver income. I really wish that, like, how many cataphracts could he have made at this point? He could have probably made already like 12, 15 cataphracts.
You really love those
and
cataphracts,
hand cannoneers, dude, hand cannoneers are nothing in the face of cataphracts. Cataphracts similar to fire sprinkles are win condition.
I mean, they are insane, for sure. They are undoubtedly insane. We do sacrifice a lot of silver, which I guess at this stage Puppy really needs, right? I mean, he's mainly relying on this ranged mass.
He's going for Puppypaw.
God. Yeah. Well,
it's
that's a great range.
A good trebuchet.
It is a good trebuchet. Yeah, it's going to keep him nice and safe. Doesn't have to extend as far into those hand cannoneers. Ignore the olive oil icon.
Dude, you know what would be nice for the Macedonian dynasty? If their foreign engineering industry also gave them like the unique djinn upgrades on the Nest of Bees, like the spikes around them. Can we select the Nest of Bees quickly? Can we just see if they have like any cool unique upgrades on them?
Yeah.
Not really.
It's like 0, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they actually
that
look
would
like...
be nice.
Yeah. I don't even think they've got like the university upgrades on them. Like the
It would,
bonus projectiles.
It would say in the plus damage, right?
7
I
burst
think
attacks.
we'd see
I think
some
I think 7 burst attacks is with university. I'm not sure though.
additional barrels, I think we're hearing from production.
That's
Not
a uni
100%
upgrade,
sure,
right?
honestly.
So,
No,
sure
I
if
think that's in the Siege Workshop, right?
Is it in Siege? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
It's been a while since I played China.
Didn't think I'd ever hear those words from you.
I've been playing only Jin Dynasty. Legitimately.
They are fun.
Okay, so they do have the additional barrels upgrade on them. Get the confirmation in. Now we are going to see them fake firing. Ah, this is such a big line formation. It actually makes it so difficult for the Nest of Bees to get good shots in.
Still though, like there's so
two
many.
more Puppypaws in queue. What's going on? Oh, the movement speed. Oh, Numudan, he's waiting for it. Oh wait, no, it's already in. It's already active. I thought. Wait, why is the icon still there?
I don't know.
It shouldn't be. I feel like.
I guess there's like I guess there's a while until it goes on cooldown, maybe. Keep drop
Yeah, but it's
down
not
the
even
center as well.
At all. Well, the Puppypaws can finally start doing some damage now to that fortified outpost. Puppypaw's pop cap though, so he can't really get more Puppypaws out at the moment, even though he has more in queue. Also a lot of more Nest of Bees in queue.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tough position for Numudan because like he had the superior army earlier on, but Siege changes everything, doesn't it? Like it's just, it's to a point where it makes it very difficult for you to engage when you don't have any cavalry, which Numudan of course does not. But the horseman switch is coming out in force.
It is. Puppypaw has locked down the gold though, for the most part, and he is on a good couple of Ridari at the moment. Oh, he doesn't have an arsenal yet next to the large gold vein there. It could also be a lot of silver per minute at the moment for him.
Move speed getting activated yet again on the outpost. Here it comes. Massive move speed bonus to the army from Numudan. This is the moment he's waiting for.
And the Falcon. Debuff Falcon coming in, and the siege is so slow to reposition. Oh no, this is terrible. This is terrible for Puppypaw.
Yeah, he's getting melted. The debuff arrow is absolutely massive. Every single unit present here from Puppypaw has taken plentiful additional damage underneath that aura. Because of the siege, he's unable to reposition, and now his front line has failed, and his back line is next. Every single nest of bees has fallen. The archers and the crossbows are next. It's insanity here, and this is the prime late game composition for the Golden Horde. Pure hand cannoneers with the horsemen, boosted as well by the upgrades as well as the Khan, all for a cheaper price. This is the peak Golden Horde experience, and Numudan is here to show it in game number 1 as he bursts through the front lines here. Now contesting the side directly with range units beneath the keep. He doesn't care.
Puppypaw's got like mass Radari in the queue, but I feel like even at this point, 60 Radari would probably still struggle against this many hand cannoneers. And look at it, it's just hand... Okay, never mind, there are bombards as well. For a second I was gonna say it's just hand cannoneers against the keep, but there are some bombards there. There is siege. But man, this is... Yeah, this is an amount of hand cannoneers that probably nobody wants to really fight up against. This is gonna be a rough one for Puppypaw for sure at this point. We see 4 more Nest of Bees in queue at the moment for him, and he really, really does need them, doesn't he? I feel like during the last fight as well, like, didn't really feel like they were doing too much damage there.
I mean, this... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't have chemistry at the end of the day, right? So that's not going to help much. You definitely want that at the end of the day, and I think it's like this type of hand cannoneer mass, 59... There's nothing that deals with this but like, you know, 100 pop-off horsemen, pretty much. Like that's what you actually need. You have to make sure you get the surround as well on top of it. And I mean, yeah, Ridari will also do the trick, but it's so much harder to get 100 of them than horsemen. But Puppy is... I mean, he's scrambling, right? Like we see the raids coming in. This is what's needed at this point as well. Just needs to buy some time, cause more economic damage, delay this death push that's incoming from Numudan, but I think the raid is not really going to slow Numudan down much at all. Maybe a little bit here. Good damage being found by Puppy, but he's trading out a lot of Redari for it.
Radari still going for some raids here and there, but there's just so many hand cannoneers at this point. I mean, eventually gold is going to start running out. There might even be a case to be made for... Oh my god, the villagers on gold. Well, they're not there anymore. Taking out a mining camp as well alongside it. I was still trying to go for more and more raids.
Yeah, he still has a keep in the north side as well, so has gold access there for now. Of course, the bombards are present from Numudan. I don't think Numudan actually knows about this position yet, otherwise, undoubtedly, he'd already be sieging it. Oh. Yeah, he just doesn't know.
Doesn't look like he's aware yet. It's just...
Massive horseman raid, though.
Yeah. When are the, like, fire sprinkles coming in here, I wonder? Or if at all. Like, imagine, like, 10 fire sprinkles against the hand cannoneers. That would legitimately work. Like, they would destroy the hand cannoneers.
Will you take 10 Nest of Bees instead?
No, 10 Nest of Bees aren't that good. We're seeing them, but they're not going to be as good as the fire sprinkles, legitimately.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, to be honest. The fire sprinkles are actually disgusting, to be honest. I've had my first real experience against them the other day, and well, I wish I didn't have that experience, I'll say that much.
It's... Yeah, I mean, the fire sprinkles are... I'm not sure if they're bugged with how good they are. Like, they honestly feel like they could be bugged with just how much better they are compared to normal sprinkles. They also increase the attack speed as well.
They did.
Yeah, they do attack the attack speed, so you actually attack insanely fast with the sprinkles after that.
You still have roller shutter triggers as well, right?
Yeah, you still have roller shutter triggers, so you get that on top of it.
Yep.
I think roll shot triggers like 20%, so it's like 35% additional attack speed on them. It's really quick.
Plus reminds me, Axles.
Yeah,
so
back
good.
when sprinkles were like still single target, I did a tryout with like English with like fast white tower into mass sprinkles with like the bonus attack speed aura. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
He had like
remember that,
Springles
actually.
attacking quicker than crossbowmen.
That was a time
Oh,
to be
that's
alive. Oh, massacre of the Ridai
that's
on the front
really
line.
not
Puppy's
good.
distracted by all these raids.
Oh,
The
and the nest of
bees are on the
bees!
thread.
Oh no! He's been working so
Disaster.
hard on massing them up, and they're all getting taken down.
Every
That
single
is-
one back to 0.
He's got
from
5 more
4.
Q. He's fine. And he's
At
actually
what-
killing a
at what
ton of
point-
workers. That doesn't
You
matter.
gotta ask yourself though, like at what point, like, wouldn't you rather just have silver and get the rest of your upgrades? Otherwise, you're just behind against university techs, no?
Honestly, I don't know how many upgrades you really want up against hand cannoneers, just because they are that strong. I guess the health is always nice on the defense,
Yeah,
like getting the bonus HP.
yeah. Like we're only at the 3rd health still for now, which is very
That's true,
unusual
yeah.
at this stage, I think.
Yeah. Both upgrades still missing.
Yeah, but this
Puppypaw is still-
this can easily.
Puppypaw's still very active at the moment with trying to raid. It's just we're getting close to 80 hand cannoneers now,
Yeah.
which in itself is a ridiculous statement.
Because I can see this game going on for another hour. Genuinely.
think?
Like,
I think
like
with this
the way
many hand
these
cannons,
ships
like,
work. Well,
the thing is,
I mean,
Numudan doesn't get stonewalls, right? So he's just getting perma-raided at the moment. But eventually,
Exactly.
like without trade, this game is gonna end in the next 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes, one way or another. Because Puppypaw, he's been making mass Radari non-stop. And it doesn't matter if he's gonna kill every single villager from Numudan, as long as he doesn't like actually get any army victories in. Like he needs to actually win against the army.
yeah. What makes it difficult though is, I mean, it's a absolutely obscene number of hand cannoneers. I think this is the most hand cannoneers I've actually ever seen in a game. But
In a normal game, yeah, for sure.
yeah, like 80 plus. A few of them getting shaved down now. But they are slow at the end of the day, right? And this siege to protect the Numudan as well makes it very difficult to mobilize across the map and gain ground effectively. As you mentioned as well, with the lack of stone walls means you're always left open to raids. So Numudan, although he has a way better army, it takes quite some time to actually reach and plant yourself in front of Puppypaw's base.
But you need to spend less resources on units as well. So it doesn't really matter at Numudan's at like 60 compared to 100 economy. You can still keep up in the army count, and there's 15 more hand cannoneers in queue at the moment, Myriad. We're going back up to 80.
That's insanity, honestly. Is it so when Golden Horde has units in queue, does it respect the actual count? So it's 3 hand cannon. So if it's 4 hand cannoneers, okay. So we're getting right. So we got confirmation that it's not the case. It is not reflective of the exact count. It
Yeah,
shows the
so
number of
it's a
batches
lot.
in queue. So
It's a lot in
so
queue
that's, that's 15, yeah.
Yeah. Back up to 4 Nest of Bees, 3 more in queue. The issue with that, though, is that there's the Falcon again, the debuff Falcon. Puppypaw's not falling back.
And you cannot
Bombard's
fight
also
beneath this.
Like, look at this. How many? That's like 6 Nests of Bees, like volleys, and they're still like they're not dying. The hand cannoneers just are not dying. And yeah, Puppypaw calls it. GG comes in. Numudan able to win game number 1. Honestly, at which point are Nest of Bees like they've been nerfed enough, right? Can Nest of Bees get a buff? Can we give Nest of Bees like an H4 universal upgrade again? That was sad, but GG coming on in. Numudan with the Golden Horde. That was insane. How many hand cannoneers were used in that game? Look at the total resource. Puppypaw was ahead, but you would never think that way when you look at the military value lead.
Yeah, once Golden Horde reaches Post Imperial, the triple production is in, the debuff arrow, Yam network trade. It is everything a civilization needs in the late game. Cost saving, incredible army, passive resources. It really is the peak of late game Golden Horde. Only civilizations like China or maybe Abbasid, potentially even Jin, I want to say, shockingly, might have a chance. but Macedonia
That's an interesting
fails to
matchup.
be one of those.
Yeah. Next up, for Hill and Dale, we're going to be seeing House of Lancaster, the Lannies, returning to the scene, up against the Roos from Numudan. So, House of Lancaster up against the Roos on Hill and Dale. Interesting.
Yeah, is there a plan behind this ruse? I'm quite curious because we've seen them before on Hill and Dale. I think this tournament as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't understand why. Really, I don't see the synergy with the map. Maybe Kremlin. You keep yourself safe and you go fast castle or something with the deer. That could be
That feels
okay,
weird.
but it does feel weird, especially against
On Hill and
House of
Dale,
Lancaster.
I mean, you could go for it. It would completely invalidate the option from your opponent to go for like the all-in feudal age play that we've seen from House of Lancaster time and time again. That would just downright not work up against the Kremlin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wonder what the plan is. I'm curious, but it deserves stating that, like, this kind of an opening game win for Numudan up against one of the best civs in the game, a boogeyman, really, of drafts normally. Players very rarely ever allow this civ through. It's normally a perma snipe situation with Macedonia. Numudan beats it. Admittedly, of course, having an incredible civilization on his side with a golden horde as well. So they trade out two very strong civs, but this is a very advantageous position for Numudan, even more than is standard in this situation. So he's going to be very happy with himself. Enough so to actually rely on Roos here in the second game. And this is the kind of breathing room you do have when you win this kind of a game. You're not as forced into using your best pick so early on. You can afford to trade a slightly weaker civilization here in the form of Roos. But looks like Puppypaw has the same kind of thought despite that. Even with the loss, he retains his confidence and looks to rely on a slightly less conventional pick in the form of the House of Lancaster, which it's starting to become a bit of a trend. I think 2TC, I'm assuming, is pretty likely here, right?
Yeah, 2TC, it would make sense, right? Like going 2TC with both civilizations in theory, they could go for 2TC on a map like this, like Hill and Dale. Definitely an option. Would be a little bit better, I want to say, for the House of Lancaster with the recent changes that they've received, but you can never underestimate just how good the Roos are with a nice boom, right? Like, they can be incredibly defensive, and they just benefit from so many things, right? Like, the bonus gather speed as well from the bounty, really, really good as time goes on. Like, just that baseline gather speed increase, really, really good. Then, of course, the passive bounty that you get from the hunting cabins as well. They've been buffed when it comes to the cost, so you can always like have one villager out there just planting them next to tree lines. And with that, in theory, you don't even need the high trade house. You could also just manually like put all the hunting cabins out there on the map, and you can also max out the gold income that way.
Yeah, especially using the corner, you have that one large wood line, right? That's normally very, very safe on Hill and Dale. But that's a great place to begin dropping those cabins. But I'm curious how this develops, because we saw this matchup a little bit back when both these civilizations were very strong, right? Near Lancaster's Peak and near Roos's Peak with Bro Scouts. Ever since then, not so much. And it went back and forth then as well, which
I think it was
is a
quite
trend that
nice
might
for House of
continue now.
Lancaster. Like during the all-in meta from House of Lancaster, when Kremlin also just wasn't an option at all for Roos. That was really good for House of Lancaster. Like the bonus armor on the Hobblars, able to just chase down any like cavalry archers early on. Could be played very nicely there with the House of Lancaster. At the moment, though, like we talked about Kremlin, I like the idea of a Kremlin like in front of your base. Not necessarily because of the defensive bonus, but also because of the line of sight bonus. Like, you get so much vision about everything that's going on the map with that immediate line of sight upgrade coming in on that glorified wooden fortress.
When it comes to the Castle Age, do you consider King's College here? It did get buffed.
Yes.
I forgot how it got buffed, though. I don't actually remember. Do you remember?
The cost decrease has been buffed. So
Yes.
it was 15%, now it's 20%.
Yeah. And there's some good upgrades there. The issue is that even
Castle
like
Age
Color
hand
of Esses,
Cannoneers.
yeah, cheaper as well.
Yeah, I mean, could be a choice, but we're gonna find out. It is time for us to jump into our game number 2. Numudan leading 1-0 at the moment. Scoreboard's gonna get fixed right on up in just a second. He's gonna be playing as the Roos here on Hill and Dale. His opponent, Puppypaw, playing in the color yellow as the House of Lancaster. Lanny in the house, and of course, when you're playing up against the Roos, it's not worth going for Dark Age Barracks Rush. You're not gonna really achieving anything with the Spearman there. So Puppypaw not opting to go for that in the first place makes a lot of sense. You're not gonna be achieving much with that. So instead, just gonna be going for the fast feudal age.
On some maps, if the Roos gets greedy, you have the option of maybe being lucky enough to be able to torch a cabin. But especially on this map, that's quite difficult. You can see how close the wood line is to the edge for both players, but for Numudan, just a very cheap little wall secures the entire left side there beneath the wood line. And the main question is if Pro Scout is a possibility, but knowing how Numudan specifically plays Roos, even on maps where Pro Scouts makes more sense, I don't think we're going to see it.
Yeah. Probably not. I don't think Pro Scout's worth it, right? Like, on this map, there's, like, 2 deer packs less that you would typically Pro Scout on this map. Just deflates a lot of the value.
Definitely. But then what do you do, actually, right? That's a question. I mean, we could have a little boom off here. 2TC against 2TC. That'll be pretty exciting to see how they fare against each other, these two civs.
I could see, like, Fast Castle Abbey into Relics, into then 2TC. But it's going to be difficult just because Abbey of Kings, of course, is going to immediately be popping out those Lords of Lancaster, the little Lennies, as I like to call them.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, they're not going to do much to stop monks, but with a few spearmen, they will.
Puppypaw spreading the deer out a little bit, making it more difficult for Numudan to gather them efficiently. Just being a little bit annoying there.
Yeah, Abbey only aging with 2 and with the stone gathering on the way so early. This is, I think, definitely a 2TC play from Puppy.
Would make sense, yeah. Especially with how nicely the scaling is nowadays with the manors, just scaling on villager count, having more villagers there, does benefit you a lot.
Yeah, exactly right. You can get a lot of income very early to offset the initial point where you're very vulnerable after the initial investment. Kremlin for Numudan, very far forward.
Yeah, I like the positioning though, right? Like, yeah, securing the entrance, but most importantly also just providing you with a lot of vision. Granted, with this positioning, it's not going to provide you that vision immediately. You're going to first have to chop down 1 or 2 of those wood lines to get the full vision there. But just securing the entire front line there is pretty nice. And it looks like Numudan's also going for that second TC. So I think this is the point in time now where we can just confidently say it's time to lean back. And yeah, this game's gonna really kick off in 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys in about like 10 minutes, right? Have to,
we're gonna put up the timer.
Until then.
Gonna put up a little be right back screen during the game.
Yeah, just have our
now for the time being, it's just gonna
observer.
be for the time being, it's just gonna be a nice eco play here from both players. They're not gonna be doing much aggression wise. Though, to be fair, we still, of course, have the little Lennies on the field. They're going to try and do a little bit of poking and prodding here and there, but realistically, they're probably not going to achieve too much here early on. But yeah, first Lord of Lancaster is going to be in queue now for free on Puppypaw's side. And nice macro here from Puppypaw. He's going to be having just about enough to get that second TC in, and also will be able to get a manor in shortly after, since he still has 2 villagers on stone. Oh, yep. Also some nice deer luring there.
Deer luring into deer scaring immediately with the villagers. You hate to see that, but it's gonna be easy to fix. And now we're gonna have a little bit of a relaxing music as we watch this boom off. Tune in
Production day.
for the 2TC.
Ladies and gentlemen, production here. We know how to take care of you, so in these trying times, we're gonna have some smooth jazz playing. Hope you guys enjoy your stay with EGC TV here today, as we are watching two players boom off against each other. I could have kept going.
Now, with Numudan going for a second TC as well, when it comes to the castle age, because I mean, it's just going to be like castle rush, right? Neither player is going to attempt any kind of serious aggression, I want to say. You might see a couple of knights, a couple of spearmen here and there. But besides that, not much at all, I would say. But when you do get to the castle age, what's the composition going to look like? Because, I mean, we have the potential for color of S's.
Oh, that was so close.
Damn.
Imagine we get like an actual AoE 4 like quick wall. Like that was an AoE 2 level quick wall there almost.
Yeah, the end posts make it so tough, right? Because they can always be walked through. That's what makes it sort of impossible. Well, or very difficult at least.
Oh, Lenny's being a little bit aggressive here. Oh, we're actually getting the militia called. All right. So you should be able to take down the Lord of Lancaster there. Actually, oh yeah, definitely.
That's a big little snipe so far.
Yeah.
And the castle age as well.
We'll have for the next 5 minutes. There's the manor now.
Those who don't know, the Kremlin now in the castle age, when you do levy the militia, you get hand cannoneers alongside them as well.
True.
Sort of a militia hand cannoneer. And they're going to be excellent on the defense, as you can imagine.
It's like that one little panic button that you get. I wonder if we're ready to come together as a society to allow the Kremlin to accrue tickets faster. Is it something that we could maybe like come together and just accept as a reasonable buff for the Kremlin? Like, it takes so long for those tickets to accrue at this point, right? Like, 1 ticket a minute? Yeah.
I think we shouldn't.
You don't want that?
See, after
Remember
experiencing the tickets, like, you know, just 20 hand cannoneers and 20 militia stopping a death push of mine once, I'd rather not.
Have them spawn from the Kremlin as well. Forward Kremlin rush.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Give you the ability to manually train militia as well. It's so many opportunities in this game.
Remember on...
actually adding in some archers now. Look at this. Just a couple of archers here. And suddenly, Puppypaw might not be able to get the free castle age, and he might need to actually invest into another little Lenny again.
Yeah, it's an expectation of some
Oh, wait,
spears,
never mind.
Right?
We got short bows.
Yeah, we're fine. Oh, backstab from the Lenny.
Oh. Taking down the militia. Yeah, that's still a little bit of delay caused now on the villagers on the gold from Puppypaw. So the Abbey of the Trinity is going to be coming in first for Numudan.
War securing this northern entrance as well here from Puppy. Deer pack as well as a large stone and the second major wood line is there. Definitely a spot he wants to secure. And it is going to be King's College here for Puppypaw.
Makes a lot of sense. Reduces the research cost by 20%, and that is accurate in the tooltip. That's nice.
Yeah, it's the little things, isn't it?
True. So 20% discount. That's a lot of just over... Wait, Puppypaw's already got like almost 1,000 food again. Could we just be going fast Imperial here? And just go for Wingard and just all the masses of the spearmen from the Wingard that we used to have?
Those were the days one day.
Yeah, when you had like an easy, like, 60 spearmen per minute coming out from a single building. That's pretty good. But no, we're actually seeing some Hobelas coming out now. There are, of course, some unique upgrades for the Hobelas in the King's College. Mainly one, the Hill Forts training, I believe it's called, which gives your Hobelas a charge that does massive damage.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely
With that
massive
upgrade,
damage.
they become the best unit in the game against any ranged unit, I want to say. With their extra move speed as well as the extra ranged armor, they are genuinely insanity. And considering Numudan is mainly relying on crossbows and archers so far, Hobelas are going to be the right choice for Puppy. Veterancy on the way now. And every training, as you can see, half the health of an archer with a single charge.
And that's... Wait, the upgrade isn't even through yet.
Well, oh yeah, it's not through yet, is it? I don't think it is, actually.
We're still on veterancy. I mean, they do have the Hill Fort training, it's just... They're not even vetted yet.
Oh, they do, okay.
Those were feudal age Hobelas with the charge there.
Yeah, it's honestly insane.
Yeah, but now there's gonna be spearmen coming in as well. And we do have the... Oh my god, look, can we check out the stats on that militia hand cannoneer there?
Let's see that bad boy.
Okay, it's actually really bad.
I mean, it's 50 food, right? So...
That's true, but like 12 damage? For a hand cannoneer? You would have expected more mirrored. You could have seen 20 there. Like, it's castle age. Things can be a little bit higher scaled.
Yeah. It's a possibility. Abbey was the choice for Numudan, so relic gathering is on the way quick time here. Already 3 warrior monks on the field before Puppypaw even has his first out. Ball getting taken as well. With the outpost.
Vacuuming them up. Just 2 relics remaining on the map, and he still has access to his close relic as well, so only 1 relic realistically that could be fought over at the moment, but looks like Wait. Okay, I didn't expect Puppypaw to get 2 out of the 5 relics here, considering that Numudan went for the Abbey. It's quite nice for Puppypaw.
Yeah, there was a good economic explosion here for Puppypaw in the early stages, right? With the extra sheep from the TC, which gather faster, add the mana on top of it. So, actually really potent here in the early castle age, despite the slower tempo when it comes to gathering relics specifically. Militia being called yet again for the Lord of Lancaster.
They remind me of the Revolution in Age of Empires 3. I haven't played that game in like 10 years.
Ah, yes.
That game was great for thematics.
It had such a great atmosphere.
Oh, Hobelas? Yeah, the atmosphere is amazing. Hobela rate though. Oh, look at that. Great damage from the charge. Oh, I could have gone for that. That could have been another Deadville.
I would have went for that. You would have went for that.
That's so many Hobelas at the moment. That's crazy. Look at it. He's just burning down the wooden fortress there as well.
Indeed. As you can see there in the tooltip, production is also increased by plus 100%, so they come out in under 10 seconds, right? Or just above, I think.
Yeah, it's like 5-ish seconds or something like that. Like, can we select one of the stables here? Like, it's 8 seconds.
Yeah, never mind. Way lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mass is huge. And this is just such a great comp. In the past, this used to be an amazing composition for Lancaster against Rus specifically, actually. Back when they went Knights and Horse Archers, I was a big advocate of the Hobela crossbow. Many a Rus have fallen to that. Does this mark another one, potentially? Of course, there's no Horse Archers or Knights, but, you know, the sentiment is similar.
I'm surprised that Numudan hasn't started spamming Horsemen yet. We do see the Horsemen in queue now. But, like, with Boyar's Fortitude, like, this would have been just the primo answer here from Numudan to just make your own mass Horsemen. There's so many militia here that are just on so low health and barely any spearmen. Oh my god, he's getting cleaned up. He's getting cleaned up, and these guys have so much pierce armor as well.
Yes, they'll be able to dive with impunity. I mean, with the militia being cold, as well as that choke point, it should be okay.
He's used up all of his tickets, though. That's
it. And it's a big military reset as well.
We're out of tickets now.
So oppressive.
And there's just more Hobelas coming in. The charge again. Grant only 1 connects.
by
There's more coming.
crossbow.
Oh my god.
Yes, he
one
just
just got
melt.
absolutely obliterated.
It looked like he was despawned.
Yeah. And now Yeoman behind this as well for Puppypaw. Like, he's hurting Numudan hard here in this one.
He's hopping on
More
the
wards
north.
coming in,
crap.
but that's not enough. Yeah, the village has been found out here by the Hobblers.
Oh no. Disaster for Numudan before the war
Oh,
completes.
Numudan, don't go that way! Oh, he doesn't hear me. He's got the AirPods in.
I mean, he has to escape some way, right? And through
Yeah.
danger is the only way. A few sacrifices will have to be made. Looks like one villager will go down only. At the same time, the Hobblers keep finding value. They are pretty much trapped here, so they're going to look to find as much damage they possibly
so
can.
many
And
vills.
indeed, damage they will find. So many falling here for Numudan yet again.
Yeah, this is quite damning behind this. Puppypaw even getting the upgrade for additional manors, so he's going to be able to just put up manors on the outer resource as well for the bonus skill speed. Can we select some of the manors right now where most of the villagers are, just see how much income Puppypaw is getting from those manors? It's 55 wood, 90 food, and then on the left one next to the gold vein that's there, there's one more manor at the top side. That is 96 food and 50 wood as well. So each of one of these is like 5 villagers almost. 4 villagers.
It's definitely significant. And of course, you'll place farms around them later as well, so the bonus will continue. They are way cheaper now as well than they were before.
Yeah. The manor
Lancaster
upgrade also
back
got
again.
changed to giving you like +4 instead of just +3 manor. So once you get to Imperial Age, you also get like a lot more gold when you get go for the upgrade there.
Numudan looking to resecure this ball once again. Has a military presence here at this point. Going for his own horseman as well. Do we have Boyar's Fortitude in just yet? That would be want to know. No, so no Boyar's Fortitude yet. You can see there's no additional health. Once again, the militia do get called in here in a pinch. Little trap here by Numudan will block a lot of these Hobbler, but is he the one that's actually trapped? Horseman, with the warrior's inspiration, will be enough to push away this mass. But Puppypaw's military count is very much firm. He has the center gold secured at this point too. Manor being constructed there, his army in position. Sites are on the menu for him as well, with 2 already under his control. Make that 3 as the timer officially begins. Veterancy for the yeoman now also finishing up, and a very severe upgrade lead for Puppypaw as well behind this military. Only now is Numudan getting his first ranged armor technology.
Yeah, definitely been a long time in the making. Puppypaw now also adding in the spear, so this slow horseman transition from Numudan immediately is going to find its counter here. Sacred Sight's ticking behind this. Numudan, I'm not even sure if he's got Boyar's Fortitude in yet. Now the Hobblers getting pinched there for a second. There have been new walls put up next to the boar for Numudan. So at least the Hobblers just can't run around freely anymore. This actually isn't enough horsemen to fight against this, and yeah, just a little turnaround charge coming on in. 3 warrior monks though could change the tide a little bit there. This massive backline now from Puppypaw also just being devastating news there for Numudan.
Oh, and
he
these
doesn't want to
cavalry
trade
units
those
are
horsemen.
trapped. Yeah, Numudan can't
not
really
good.
get out with this if Puppy turns. He does not.
And now the torch through is going to be coming in as well. Those villagers going to have to jump out, re-wall the second layer. Some are going to get taken down by the yeoman. Yeah, re-wall is going to be coming in surely. Or not. A little bit too far for shift click. Some reinforcements coming around as well. Ooh, but that's doom for them.
Yeah, I mean, Numudan, like, this is such a difficult position, right? Because some of your reinforcements are coming from the back of the cliff, and some come through the center, which leads to your army being disconnected, and especially when you're at a disadvantage in terms of mobility, suddenly your army is split, and you are bleeding units left, right, and center more than before. Numudan just really struggling to also come up with a composition here. I mean, we've seen him try virtually every unit available in his roster besides the
It's
knight.
just not enough mass that he has, right?
not
Like,
enough.
you can try everything, but every time he's getting outmassed like 2-1. So it's never quite enough. And now the Kremlin, there's nothing inside of the Kremlin, so it's not getting its additional damage. And GG is going to be called. Puppypaw able to even out the set in the second game. And look at that resource graph. And the military value lead. That was, I mean, Hill and Dale games, of course, they are longer by default. So 20 minutes for this one, but it was just a very, very one-sided victory here from Puppypaw ever since the Hobblears hit the field.
And especially considering it's Hill and Dale, and considering it was 2TC against 2TC, this is way shorter than I expected, Crackety.
Yeah, true. Could have been way longer. We definitely settled in for a longer game. Next up, though, gonna be moving over
we had the
to
jazz and everything.
Lakeside. Yeah, like we were getting very comfortable there. Next up, though, Lakeside. So we're having a little bit of a Lakeside vacation next up. It's gonna be the Japanese up against Johnny D, Jeanne d'Arc herself on the side of Numudan. Numudan, he likes this JD. He likes this Jeanne d'Arc play. We've seen it quite a few times from him in the past. He's very proficient with her. Gonna be interesting to see her in this particular matchup. It's a little bit of a hybrid, but also not hybrid, but it is kind of hybrid of a map, as there are just a couple of shoreline fish and one deep sea fish, I recall correctly, that you can gather from. So definitely worthwhile going for a dock on this map.
Yeah, 100%, especially for these civilizations, right? JD, of course, the dock acts as a house, giving you 10 population, so you save 50 wood there on a house. Meanwhile, Japanese, with the cheaper fishing ships, means there's plenty of value for both civilizations here to go for those docks. The question comes when it is about the fighting, though, right? Like, that's always a tricky part of this map. How much are you willing to actually commit to deny your opponent's fishing? How much are they willing to commit to defend themselves? That's where civilization bonuses, especially for water, come more into effect, which neither of these civs really do in the feudal age. I mean, the Hulk, I think, has an extra ranged armor compared to a springboard ship, if I'm not mistaken. A warcog, I should say. It's a warcog.
Yeah.
Now.
Also, it costs less food, like a lot less food. Has a pretty decent discount on it. But realistically, like, water is not really something that you want to fight too much about on this map, as there isn't that much water to fight over. Like, and also you typically only have enough space for like one dock, maybe two docks if it comes to it. It's not really feasible to like ramp up production a lot. So typically, like, with how water snowballs, you're gonna potentially fight around a little bit on water, but more often than not, it's just not worth it fighting over it. So you're probably better off just surrendering water if your opponent goes for it and just taking it as a little bit of a tempo lead on your side, considering your opponent did invest into a military ship on water, giving you that little bit of a timing advantage on land potentially.
Yeah, and it's worth noting the golds as well now, right? The initial gold, although extremely safe, firmly underneath the TC's range, it's a tiny gold, right? It's one of the 1600 golds. There is an additional gold mine towards the back of the base, which is very safe, and that's larger. But still, especially if you lose water, that gold becomes very unsafe. So it's something that's definitely going to become a significant detail in this game.
Yeah. All right, but here we go. Game number 3 now. An even series at the moment between both Puppypaw and Numudan here. Numudan in the color red playing as Jeanne d'Arc on Lakeside. His opponent Puppypaw in the color yellow playing as the Japanese. And it looks like both players going to be indeed opening us up here with a dock play. So we'll be seeing just a couple of fishing ships here early on from both players, just to boost their food income a little bit early on into the game. Not going to be too extensive of a fishing operation here, as there is very limited food here on water on this map.
Yes, exactly. There are a few additional shoreline fish towards the neutral zone there. Right there. I think it's to a side. It looks like it, at least. Yeah. A tiny bit of additional fishing available there. And that is normally where the secondary docks go up, if there are to be any. Seems like at this point, the main question is how many fishing ships, right? Which is always a difficult thing to decide. Takes about 2 or 3 fishing ships on that deep sea one to sort of fully saturate it. You can either choose for it to be basically constant, and that would be 2 fishing ships, or you can choose to slowly deplete it over time. That would be 3 fishing ships. Of course, there's also the shoreline fish to keep in mind, which fishing ships do gather a lot faster from now than before. So they're actually a very good source early on as well. Depending on the distance, it's even better than deep sea fish, which at this distance, I'm not sure. I think it'll be quite close. Maybe deep sea fish is a little bit better.
At this distance, deep sea is definitely a good bit better. Typically, it's like 1.5 times the range of your dock radius. When you select a dock, there's a radius around it. Like 1.5 times is typically when shoreline is better.
Scout's going to start working down on that villager, which is actually going to become annoying soon enough.
Yeah, he's going to have to get pulled back. He can't stay out there forever. Behind this, do we have any tells so far when it comes to the ongoing game plan? Puppypaw still with 4 villagers on wood. And it makes me feel like he wants to like get even more fishing ships out. Like he's not pulling them off either yet. Maybe like 5 fishing ships? At some point, it's just not worth adding in more fishing ships.
Yeah, I think 5 is a good number. You know, you slowly deplete the deep sea fish. You have 2 on shoreline fish that you also deplete slowly over time without investing too much. It's going to be quite nice for Puppy as the Japanese, with them being cheaper as well. But there's always the potential for navy fighting to consider as well. School of Cavalry for Numudan. No surprises there. The trading post is not really in a great spot for any kind of, shenanigans.
Coruscant House getting put up now by Puppypaw. So we are going to be getting the age up now in from both players. Yeah, and Puppypaw actually going out to stone early on. Could be just to get the emplacement, the aeroslits emplacement on the dock as well. In case Numudan decides to go for any aggression on water. Would mean that with how close all the fish is here, Puppypaw would be able to gather undisturbed on the water without needing to invest at all into any fishing ships. So that's kind of like the safe approach that you can go for here.
I think you definitely can from the shoreline fish, but the deep sea fish, it's just a little far out, right? Might be quite difficult to gather from there.
I think it's still fine, and you can always rotate between the deep sea and the shoreline fish.
Could also be for the daimyo alongside this, or Puppypaw. I mean, JD against Japanese, it's one of those civs like, if you don't want to fight against French, you want to fight even less against JD, with Japan, right? So, Puppy definitely wants to get castle ASAP here, but she's aging up pretty quickly. And of course, it's a tiny gold vein initially. But there's a lot of more considerations than just on your regular land map here.
Yeah. Starhost does finish on up now. But the stone gathering operation here has been spotted out by Numudan. And yeah, look at Numudan actually. He is like going on water. We see an archer ship, a springled ship, or warcock rather, coming on in. But the aeroslits emplacement is coming in on the dock for Puppypaw. So wait, and a demo ship? Okay, that is a big investment.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure he shuts it down completely. It costs him a lot. You're completely correct. But if he does manage to shut this down, it could potentially be worth it. He just needs to bring 2 fishing ships to aid this push. And the aeroslit will not be able to do much at all. But of course, again, that's further investment. Takes away from his fishing and sunks the cost into wood instead for Numudan. So it really is Really is quite the cost needed to take down one of these docks.
Yeah.
Fishing ship going down, though, is pretty big.
It is. Gonna have to hide inside of the dock there. And we have a single knight just diving past the TC from Numudan. And it looks like he actually, yeah, he did manage to kill a villager there. So pretty big value early on here secured by Numudan. Though he did invest a good bit, but now also Archer JD coming on in. And Puppypaw, he has the Uma now, which is going to be able to fight up against the... Wait, no, he's going for aggression with the Uma instead of having him on the defensive. But John is also coming in now, and that's going to be one more villager going down. Uma is he going to return to fight against John? He is not. At the same time, Knight going for a charge again, potentially. Scout getting taken down. And the Knight also getting taken down. No, actually lives.
Yes, it's that last arrow, which... I swear it has more range than the garrison arrows, right? Like that is the case, isn't it?
Maybe. We had the change recently, didn't we, with where they made the arrow range more accurate? But I'm not sure if that applies to the daimyo arrow range.
But even before, right? I feel like whenever you go out of the TC that way, there's always one last arrow normally that's like less damage, that feels like has more range. But I'm not sure. Horseman goes down, feeding more XP to JD. JD's definitely going to fall to these horsemen. Vulnerability in range mode is very significant.
Yeah. So JD now down. Numudan starts adding in spearmen as well. So we're getting a mixture of knights and spearmen. I don't mind the barracks play. That is okay. That is an absurd investment on water from Numudan.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say that's way too much.
He killed 2 villagers, which is awesome for him, and 1 fishing ship. But that is still such a big investment that it kind of makes everything else even again.
I agree. Yeah, because it's just like you do not need more than realistically a galley, a springboard ship, and 2 fishing ships to take down an arrow slit dock. But going up to 3 springboard ships, he actually cancels one of them. It looks like goes instead for a second demo. Again, I do agree with you. It's just a little too much investment here. Looks like a fishing ship will go down from Numu as well.
Oh.
Doesn't repair it in time.
Decent value there. Only one of the sprinkle ships is actually actively attacking at the moment. And now a demo ship. Oh, it's not getting the connection in time.
Maybe if you don't know. Oh.
Yep. Wait. It's slippery. It is slippery.
Very slippery. Is that water or oil?
Might be a mixture of both. So yeah, demo ship able to get out alive, but eventually still gonna get taken down as it's just one shot away from certain doom. But the kill on the 1 fishing ship there is pretty big, and what else is pretty big is Puppypaw actually seeing the spearman here. Oh, looks like the archer ship actually got taken down by the emplacement as well. Demo ship. Demo ship, demo ship, demo ship.
Oh,
almost gets another demo ship down.
Yeah, the spearman here is a little bit strange, to be honest. I feel like this might just be just to have a few spearmen at home, so that when Numudan does make his push, you know, he's not completely undefended at home, which often French does as well. That's probably the right way to use spearmen in most cases. Of course, JD doesn't mind as much as French because she can still get the discount even on barracks, unlike French, with the consecration.
Mubenaman getting chased by 3 knights on a high-protein diet. Not the best situation to find yourself in. Some archers also now in the mix.
Initial gold vein here about to run out for Numudan, which means it's likely to run out soon for Puppy as well, who is beginning to go towards that castle age.
Exactly. So he's also moving out to the back gold now, in the back of his base. There are some walls, so that back spot should be pretty secure for the time being.
And Numudan just gave up on trying to deal with that dock. He's like, you know what? It's more hassle than it's worth. I'm just gonna chill. with 2 sprinkle ships and a galley. He's just waiting to repair them, I guess, passively, and is going to go in yet again. But that's the thing, right? We mentioned the investment, and it definitely did not pay off for him, at least on the water side.
The age was still taking a while for Puppypaw. 18 villagers on gold at the moment, so he really wants to get it in soon now. Numudan, it doesn't feel like he's got enough military anywhere at the moment to really go for a decisive push from a timing that would come from that. Especially with there still being 8 spearmen alive at the moment for Puppypaw. And the age up would be coming in any moment now. We're also seeing fortifications coming in on the outposts here for Puppypaw. So suddenly Numudan realized, okay, there's no way that I can break that with so few units that he has. And it's double outpost there as well at the front line. Not that it really matters too much with the gold going down soon, or rather being expired soon, but it's definitely going to buy Puppypaw a lot of safety. And speaking of safety, double layered wall there in the at the top side as well. It's really not giving Numudan a chance here to make it into a space.
Yeah, that's the perk of this map, right? It's so defensible if you have your shoreline secured as well. No transport ship shenanigans.
Gets a build-up.
That's a nice little pick off there. Very dangerous with JD. Only 2 shots as well as the Divine Arrow. And it's going to be enough to take out a villager without textiles. War getting burned relatively quickly, however, here for Puppy, who's only just over halfway through the age up. There's plenty of space on the field, so going into Mounted Samurai is not going to be that easy. Numudan as well is not far behind with his own age up either.
First wall is going to get destroyed here, first layer at least. Beneman has been doing some harassing in the back, Numudan. A lot of villagers did get idled out for a little bit, but he is getting close to his own age up as well. Age up, which has now completed for Puppypaw. 4 Mounted Samurai immediately in queue. And now also in a position to start picking up relics. And look at Puppypaw, man. He's so greedy. Behind the attack on his top wall, taking the berries there right next to it. That is actually next level greed.
That's actually one of the most insane pieces of greed I've ever seen in my life. Like ridiculous. And he gets punished immediately, of course.
Yeah, deserved.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually bad. Oh, that's massive.
Oh,
loses 1,
huge.
2 villagers, 3 villagers. Okay, yeah, the punishment definitely deserved there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no way you get away with that, Puffy. Like, that's insane to me, man. Oh my god. If Numudan just kept making units that have been shut down even earlier. Oh, that's classic.
Aye.
With the Mounted Samurai, though, gonna make it way trickier for Numudan now. He has his own age up coming in, but he's sacrificing a lot in this mid-map. Actually, terrible engagement here for Numudan. Loses quite a few knights, which means that it's gonna make this defense so much harder. Not many spearmen left either. JD herself could be in danger. Should be able to make it back if he protects well enough with these knights. Veterancy is coming in now, but she gets separated from the rest of them. And there's no more space to reinforce. Yeah, she's definitely going down.
Should be at least. Wait, she's standing still? Oh. There we go. JD getting picked apart there. We're seeing some Arbaletry now also in the queue for Numudan, so it's going to be Knights and Arbaletry. Puppypaw already having a pretty strong mass of Mounted Samurai out on the field, and Numudan, speaking of things that are out on the field, he's got villagers out on the field, and some of these knights very, very low HP now. First Arbaletry coming on in, but he's losing these lancers, or these knights rather. A situation where he really doesn't want to. There's so much value still attached to them.
Indeed, and he's not going to get the chance to replenish their HP here because Puppypaw is just diving with impunity now. JD is back up though, and a lot of the Mounted Samurai are low as well. And with the Arbaletry coming out, will make it way easier to pick them off. She's pretty close to level 3, but not quite there yet. After these 2 Mounted Samurai go down though, as well as the spear, she's going to be very close indeed. Still though, a lot of idle time on the gold, as well as the food. Villagers have fallen too behind this.
Villager count now pretty even between the two. JD's still not quite there yet with the level up. This is so tough at the moment for Numudan. More villagers getting idled once again on the gold that he so desperately needs at the moment.
Furthermore,
That gold is the electrolytes that he craves.
yeah, that he needs really. He's deficient at this point. Even space being added now. Numudan just really desperate to make this defense work, and I mean, well, he has to. Can't let games slip you in such short series, especially. Puppypaw even extending himself down to that southern large gold vein on his side.
Yeah, the deer behind this
also
have still been taken the entire time. Oh, reveal here from Puppypaw, showing that there's still a couple of mounted samurai there. At the same time, Puppypaw also still diving the base, though. That is still so much idle time being cost here again for Numudan. But, and this is something that we've talked about earlier as well, right? There's still that ticking time bomb with the guild hall active throughout the entire time. Sure, Numudan's behind 5 villagers now. That's a fact. But that guild hall will eventually allow him to reach Imperial Age, one way or another.
In theory, right? The thing is,
In
that
theory.
gold main towards the back, it depends how much he spends of it in this cast stage, because I feel like this is going to get increasingly more difficult for Numudan to actually gain any sort of semblance of control towards this southern gold vein. Large one that he's desperate. I mean, that's where I feel like you have to drop the Red Palace to have a real chance here, or on the central sites. But
Repair while the mounted samurai is still there. Buying himself enough time for his units to come in to try and defend this area. Another repair coming on in. But now there's JD, all leveled up, all grown up. Alongside, oh, some riders here as well. Yeah, Numudan's going to be able to defend this. Riders are odd, though, because, believe it or not, they don't do bonus damage up against the Onimusha. So in this matchup, yep,
why?
it's not a crossbow. It doesn't have crossbow in its name, dude.
I was about to say, like, is it a crossbow tag that it needs? Because that would be crazy.
It doesn't have crossbow in its name, dude. It doesn't count. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, she does have a bow.
Not a crossbow,
so, you know,
Yeah.
it makes sense. She's technically a mounted archer, not a mounted crossbow.
Yeah. I believe they do bonus damage against Arbaletria, though. So there's that.
There is that.
Maybe because it technically has a crossbow, but it's not called a crossbowman.
Well, you know, if we have a little Wololo action, we might be able to see that.
Yeah. But they still have very high ranged armor, base ranged armor, so they're still a good unit. And they're tanky. Really tanky.
+2 range
Numudan, he's
damage
got a
now.
pretty
away
good-
from Numudan.
Yeah, Numudan's got a pretty good army mass at the moment. 15 Arbaletria out on the field. Puppypaw, who still has been making mostly mounted samurai, he's now switching into some archers as well. Uma Beneman also back in queue. Now, we've seen situations for the Japanese where they can, like, just play mounted samurai only, and it works. I could see it happening here as well, but Puppypaw is opting to go for a little bit of a mix with some Yumi archers as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to get a massive surround in the center of the map, which, I mean, this is the right position for it, if you had, like, 10 more mounted samurai, then it certainly will work, even up against Arbaletria, but that's not going to be the case this game. As we already saw active investment in the Onimusha and the Yumi, like you also mentioned. A couple of farms going up for Numudan behind this as well. I mean, the gold is the bigger issue, and he understands that. Massive half-map wall about to be erected here for Numudan. And that's going to secure the gold vein down at the south, which, I mean, he just absolutely needs to have any chance of playing this long-term. There's also a tinier gold vein, a 4K, behind the 8K.
Some nice little healing coming in as well here with the remaining Shinto priest, so gonna be able to keep his army healthy. Can we check out the guild hall at this point? Just how much food is in there at the moment for Numudan? He does have a good amount in the bank already. But there's already 1,500 inside of the guild hall. So now it's Numudan's turn to just send a lot of villagers over to gold. And get ready for that eventual Red Palace drop. Walls are already drawn. So, yeah, this game's gonna be going to Imp. There's no two ways about it, really.
That's looking
What's the
likely
relic
and
count, by the
likely,
way?
right?
Is it 4-1? Or is it 3-2? If we quickly check out the relics here. It is
Yeah.
4-1. Okay, so Puppypaw has most of the relics.
Yeah, and
He's
that
gonna
makes
have
sense
to go
there,
Imp
right?
as well. Yeah.
Do we have a Yorishiro inside of the TC? There's been plenty of Veil kills, so it's hard to know exactly. He does, yeah. And I like this a lot. I think it's great. Especially if you plan on staying on one TC for a while. Plenty of value.
Water control also about to be gained. Nice little demo connection here. Beautiful. Love to see it. Water isn't that big of a deal anymore at this point. It's only shoreline fish as well, so that was going to get exhausted at some point anyways. And Numudan is getting close to just clicking Imp, right? He just needs the gold at this point, and yeah, he's getting ready for it. And this is the moment in the game that Numudan likes, that he's like really looks forward to. It's the 3-hour mark into a game. You know, that's when the game really starts beginning for him.
It's true. To quote, I enjoyed these long games. That was Numudan 2025? 2024? One of those years.
Probably in both years.
Probably every year.
He doesn't mind if a game goes a little bit longer.
That's true.
Yeah. Just means more fun.
And still sticking with the Armatrier just for now, which, I mean, considering there's only Mounted Samurai from Puppypaw, pretty much, it's definitely going to be the right choice. I'm a bit surprised to not see Horsemen be mixed in here by Puppy, but I guess they do so badly against the Knights, and there's already some Spearmen
The thing
as well.
is, when you have gold, like if you float food, yeah, Horseman makes sense. But as long as you don't float food, it doesn't. But right now, oh, we got some massive Mounted Samurai raids. And he also sees the guild hall at this point, and he sees what's awaiting him. Probably at this point over 2,000 resources inside of that guild hall. Drops a couple of torches on it, but does fall back afterwards. I didn't even see the transport ship inside the UI there at the top left. But at the same time, Red Palace is getting rushed up by 40 villagers. So now
Yeah,
Imperial
the
Age has
timing.
been reached. And the main TC now also having that additional emplacement on it. Crossbows also helping on that. Puppypaw's gonna have to run away now.
And Puppypaw read this as well. The distraction in the north was specifically aimed at distracting most of the military there from Numudan to open the way for this move to the south side. He knew exactly the Red Palace would be there, but he was just too slow by about 5 seconds or so to really cause heavy idle time and damage around the Red Palace, which means that it goes up for not too great of a price here for Numudan. Several villages falling in a base and some idle time, but the Red Palace is up, and he has his Imperial Age here. Must be feeling pretty good about it, but of course, Puppy, not far behind and still has pretty firm map control here. Last upgrade of choice, of course, is going to be the elite status for the Arbaletier. Not much that Numudan can afford at this point. Of course, JD, I would say, has a slightly weaker economy overall in French. You don't have the economic building discount. You still have the upgrade discount, but consecration can move up to be almost the same as enlistment incentives for the French, but not quite to that level. Of course, it's more flexible, being able to place on any production building at all, even siege workshops.
Yeah. Cast of the Crow now coming in for Puppypaw. And this is kind of nice to a certain degree if Puppypaw is actually able to take control of the second sacred site as well, as the line between the sacred site is exactly where the market is. So if you're able to keep control over it, that means that you're actually able to like also secure all of the caravan traders behind it. Now, there aren't all the elite upgrades in yet for Numudan. He's only got the Arbalestry upgrade in at this point. So I'm not sure if he really wants to take this fight, but he is farming some nice experience here in the meantime.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, the cost of the crow wasn't up just yet, so he can stick around for a little while to get some value with his Arbalestry, but Puppy did a good job of keeping his mounted samurai mostly out of harm's way and sacrificing some Yumi to pick off the Arbalestry, buying time for the age up to finish, which it now has. Sacred Timer has been cancelled a while ago, so it's only on 7 minutes and 30 seconds currently. Means it's a long way away from being assured victory here for Puppy.
There's the trader coming in from the market now, making its way to the Castle of the Crow. It's right on the first sacred site at the moment. First sacred site? Not that one, the other one. There it is. Can we check out how many resources that one's carrying?
Yeah, let's have a look.
There we go. 600
Wow.
gold, 200 stone, 600 wood, 600 food. Okay, so an easy 2,000 resources coming in for Puppypaw here. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's almost your imp paid off.
Considering it's every 5 minutes, it's 400 resources per minute. So yeah, pretty good landmark there. And that's enough for a second keep here. So he's going to be securing both the sacred sites. First bombard now coming in for Numudan. But he's going to have his work cut out for him here. As there's also the Yumi now getting all of the upgrades in. That was just a lot of resources coming in for Puppypaw. So yeah, having those resources immediately with the Imperial Age just gives you a lot of tempo there as well. It looks like Puppypaw, is he even thinking about defending this here? He's looking to raid on the right-hand side instead.
Yeah, I mean, even the Incendiary is on the way now for Puppy, which is something Numudan can't really afford at this point in time yet. I don't think he has any university upgrades still. We do have a switch up into the Horseman, which is going to be, of course, I mean, this is the classic French/JD composition. Arbalestry with the Horseman. It's going to be very potent indeed. And Puppy just wants to put on the pressure instead. He realizes, well, if you're busy torching, sieging that Castle of the Crow, what's left in your base? And so he's just going to march on directly. Of course, this is an Arbalest town center, so it's doing plenty of damage, but it is only one Arbalest shot default to the TC, so the garrisoned villagers do not add additional Arbalests like the Red Palace does, which means it's not that much damage, and the TC is just going to fall. Castle of the Crow also falls, however. Does that mean the site is just going to be sacrificed?
Yeah, the sacred site, there was a horseman on it, but it did actually get taken down by the dying shot from the Castle of the Crows. But that's a lot of villagers now that are going to get taken down.
No.
That's a lot of value. Oh, Numudan, did he not realize in time? He could have sent them out. Actually, there's still some villagers being left alive there. But yeah, now Incendiary is also in. And Numudan, these horsemen, they're not elite yet. The knights are not elite yet. This is not an even fight at all between the two right now.
This is the power of mobility in Age of Empires 4, right? Puppypaw just has the way faster army. The Arbalestry is slowing down Numudan's composition a lot, which means he can do this maneuver. And it costs Numudan dearly. His side does get decapped, so the pressure of just an immediate loss is taken off of Numudan here. But cleaning this up is not going to be as easy as he would like. The incendiary arrows and the move speed means that these Yumi are actually kiting the horsemen with some effectiveness. And Puppy can even look to wrap around onto the Arbalestry if he really wants, but instead he's just going to look to make a grand escape here, sacrificing his backline for this.
It's not even a sacrifice, more of a trade out here. He's actually even winning this fight.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, with so many villages being killed, Puppy's economy is just way better than Numudan's right now. Numudan's struggling to stabilize. He has no TC. Even the guild hall was barely left standing.
Now, Puppypaw still massing up more and more of these mounted samurai. We're almost up to 50 of them at the moment. And now the first bombard also coming on in. You need a couple of bombards though in order to get through a Red Palace, but like if you march in with your army at the same time and the Red Palace isn't immediately garrisoned and like your units soak up the damage before the bombards, realistically you're able to take it down for like 3 to 4 bombards.
Yeah, it is doable as well. If you're able to repair the cannons as well, you can take them out from a safe distance too. You need like a lot of villages to repair.
Oh,
Oh my god, the massive
choke
surround
point.
was huge here. Right around the entrance of the choke point, Numudan's front line just vanishes, and the choke point is
level 4?
serving him well at this point, but with the level 4 coming in, additional attack speed on these units, inspiration,
That's big.
divine inspiration.
Some more villagers do go down, though. This is tough. Numudan, he's struggling to recruit his army at the moment. He still has resources, but just nothing in production, actually. And he calls it. Not enough production for him. GG coming in. Puppypaw able to take the lead.
Big victory here for Puppypaw in game number 3 after tying up the series in game number 2. Now he takes the lead. And decent job taking down JD. Is not an easy matchup for Japan by any stretch of the imagination.
Definitely, yeah.
Especially on this map. I think the move in the north side, just ignoring the siege and actually bypassing it to go into the base, that was a really smart move there from Puppypaw, using his mobility to his advantage, realizing that it's very difficult to fight Arbaletrie head on in a sort of entrenched position like that with siege and cavalry around it, but you just move around them, well, it's very little stopping you inside the main base.
Yeah.
And he took full advantage.
Next up, though, we're going to be moving over to Gorge. And what does George have ready for us? It's going to be French, or rather French again. We just saw JD up against the Chinese for Numudan. So Chinese making it through up against the French. This is historically actually a decent matchup for French. Like, they can hit China where it hurts. It's a very nice timing-based matchup for the French.
Especially on this map, I want to say it's even more precarious for China because everything is so open and projected outward. Only your wood line is very safe here as China, initially at least. Have a look at this, another beautiful surround here from Puppypaw to force Numudan in the choke point, leaving a siege behind. It was just, the damage had already accrued by this point. So once biology was also in, Numudan, Puppypaw can just run over. But yeah, French against China, another bit of a classic matchup by now. And I mean, this used to be pretty firmly in China's favor back at their peak during the Pro Scouts meta, but a lot has changed since then. Even
that's exactly
even Marine Lord actually favors French nowadays.
Yeah. You mentioned the Pro Scouts, and I want to say like that hits the nail on the head. That's like the one main thing that China really had going for themselves, because they struggle hard when it comes to the food transition after the sheep and the first berries run out. And the Pro Scouting saved them in like the previous metas, right? Like being able to Pro Scout, being able to secure that food safely inside of your base. But when you take that away from them, they struggle for food. And once the eventual like transition comes in, like if they go fast castle or if they try and go out on the map, that's typically a timings where French is able to punish them. And that's typically how most of the time China ends up losing this matchup. But how does China actually win this matchup is if they're able to just secure some of the deer, just enough to be able to like get the army pump going, mass spearmen, mass horsemen, and you're able to take some good engagements. That's like the win condition for China, to be able to stand up to the French.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting because there's two real ways to play it here as China, right? In the past, we saw this a lot when Pro Scout was just better, but we would see a lot of, as you mentioned, horsemen, spearmen invested into endlessly by China, specifically for the purpose of securing even Frenches there for their own. Now, today, that's way harder to do because of the slow Pro Scouts. Of course, the decay is the main thing, I would say. It's just simply not that worth it, the unit investment. You just have to invest way more units than in terms of the actual food that you get back, even if you manage to bring the deer. Of course, you do deny it from the French if you manage that, so there's more value in it. But nowadays, that's just so hard to do. So China is usually content with just taking home their packs and then getting to that castlage as fast as they can. And as long as they don't die, they can start taking relics, they're going to be okay. But it doesn't feel amazing, does it?
Yeah, it's Like being okay and actually being in a fine position. Those are always like two different things there. And ah, China, they do have a nice scaling point. Once they reach Song Dynasty, they're able to keep up with the villager production that the French have. The issue is like timing wise, when do you go for it? When do you go for Song Dynasty? It's nice having a Barbican on a map like Gorge specifically when it comes to securing like outer resource on the map, like a boar, for example. Barbican has exactly 8 garrison spots, so being able to just put 8 villagers on a board, drop a Barbican there, you're nice and protected there. That's always a nice thing. But getting the map control to even be in a position to drop the Barbican, that is always the tough thing up against the French. And am I reading that correctly? I'm getting a DLC trailer. Okay, that must be bait. That must be bait. We're not like trailers for AoE4.
Surprise, surprise. To all of us, actually.
Yeah, I mean, right now. Hello.
We
That's
get
pretty
to
crazy, if that's true.
debut it here, maybe. Okay.
Okay, we might need to do potentially an intermission after this game just to show that one off. But until then, we're going to be focusing on this set as it's still going on right now. It's 2-1 Puppypaw at the moment on match point.
Indeed, he is.
Are heating up over here.
Once again, just like in the last series, this is Numudan's last chance in this series. He has to win this game. He has no choice. And I mean, China is a good sieve to have when you're on the ropes like this. One of the best in the game, even to this day. But up against the French. Now, Numudan is an excellent defender, much like Marine Lord in that regard. So he doesn't mind that part very much. But still, when you're a match point in the series and you're facing one of the most aggressive civilizations in the game in the form of the French, piloted by someone so talented like Puppypaw, it's going to make you sweat a little bit at least.
For sure. All right, the timer has hit 0. So now is the question, is Puppypaw with the French going to be able to close out the set? He is on match point right now. We'll find out as we'll be joined by these players here on Gorge with Numudan in the color red playing as the Chinese and Puppypaw in the color yellow playing as the French civilization. This is a classic matchup between two OG civilizations that have been clashing time and time again. Like these two civs, like this is a matchup that I've played so many times when the game came out. It's truly a tried one and a classic one at that. It's two different civilization, I want to say like philosophies when it comes to aggression and defensiveness. Boom versus aggression manifested here between these two civs.
You love to see that clash happen. And what a great map for it as well. Everything is laid bare on Gorge. It's all out in the open with very little space for protection. So that makes it tricky for China, but again, there are some things that are more defensible on this map. The 8Ks, of course, are always firmly on either side in the corner. So if you're able to lean towards that side, that's your late game in a pretty cozy spot when it comes to gold access. And of course, the initial wood line, very, very safe indeed. So pros and cons here for China when it comes to the map layout. Poppy, on the other hand, we do have the immediate deer opening. Now, I remember Poppy playing this matchup as the French relatively recently. I forgot exactly which tournament it was. It might have been Homestead qualifiers or something. I'm not sure. Maybe last EGC. But Marine Lord was Chinese, and Poppy went for this greedy opening with the deer, even double deer after aging up. And that actually cost him the game because Marine Lord's horseman timing really caused so much idle time, even killing villages from Puppy. So we're going to see if history repeats itself here.
Yeah. Indeed. So far, looks like just some standard gameplay. I like the early deer play once again here from Puppypaw. Means that he isn't going to be relying on pro scout at all. Just going to be able to put everything into aggression straight away.
Plenty. Is that 6 or 7 on the deer? Quite good to see. 7, okay. That's interesting, because...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you age up with 4 or 5, typically, after wheelbarrow opening. And then you only need 6, if you're on there, to actually be able to pump out that knight after you age up.
Imperial Academy now getting rushed up by 5 villagers. So very, very fast age up here from Numudan, also pulling off of gold entirely.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually, right? Because the delay now on Pro Scouts is great enough to the point where the knight hits in time for the Pro Scout finishing and the deer being dragged back. So it means that without spears, there's no way you can actually get any deer in if the French player pays attention. Now, there is no wheelbarrow here in the Dark Age for Puppypaw, so this is an interesting choice, and it must be deliberate, right? Because of how routine the wheelbarrow opening has become by now. Undoubtedly, we have survival techniques, I'm sure, but he opts to not go for the additional delay, instead wanting to get quite the strong timing here for this age up. But still no wheelbarrow, even now whilst aging, I find definitely quite peculiar.
Ah, interesting. So what's Numudan's play here at the moment? We can quickly check that one out. A lot of villagers on wood, so we will be getting some production buildings. Should be a barracks first, I would assume. Makes sense. First production building has just been dropped, and it's going to be the barracks. All right, so it's going to be going for the barracks first. Up against the knights, will then be able to re-secure the gold.
Yes, and it's double broadaxe is the choice here for Puppypaw for his first upgrade, so that does indicate maybe a quick turnaround into archers here for him. Be on the lookout for that. Of course, the spearmen are going to make it pretty much impossible for Puppy to find any significant damage here early on. Yeah, so there's going to be the range immediately once he has the wood for it. I gotta say, like, I would have loved to see an early horseman here from Numudan, similarly to how Marine Lord does it and how we've seen other players do it. Just a single horseman can gain so much value here for the Chinese, just causing idle time on the gold, on the deer. It distracts a whole knight for the defense, making it way easier to get these early deer in. Oh, but Numudan has a different plan. Instead, he wants to go very aggressive with the spears to push Puppy off of deer, but this works great if it's a double stable opening, but of course Puppy has the archers instead.
Yeah, archers already coming out for him. He needs the critical number, though, in order to be able to fight off against the spears. This is where China can really shine with just the mass of units that they're able to pump out onto the field. Getting both a mixture of both the spearmen and the horsemen, though. So eventually Numudan, with supervision, should be able to pump out enough horsemen quickly enough to where Puppypaw really needs to watch out when it comes to the positioning of his archers. It looks like Numudan is pushing further forward, but there's not that many horsemen out on the field quite yet.
Yes, he went for just a few here. See if he can maybe control the mass early on here from Puppypaw. And of course, just having a few horsemen on the map is always helpful. But it's a quick turnaround into the Pro Scouts instead for him, whilst maintaining a presence just outside of Puppypaw's extremities here. I don't know if to actually strike at this there, but I feel like that's a little bit ambitious with the presence here from Puppypaw. There's enough archers to two-shot the spearman. Idle time is caused, but a bit of bleeding here from Numudan. 2 spearmen for 1 archer.
Not the best trade. Not the best trade at all. There's also an outpost now getting rushed up. And Numudan, he did add an additional scout, so maybe it's going to be like pro scouting now after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely pro scouts coming in now.
Yeah, did he already get... like, he hasn't had the gold for it, right? We got to check, because like it's always so quick with the supervision, with how quickly these upgrades can come in. We could have missed it by now, but I doubt that he had enough taxes to be able to click pro scout at this point. But he did. Okay, that's good.
No, he did. Yeah,
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that. It's so quick when it comes in.
It is pretty quick. Puppy.
Spearman numbers are struggling at the moment. At least a couple did get left behind. We're up to 9 spearmen. The issue is always with how many archers there are. By the time the spearmen are able to gap close, like half of them are already dead.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky here for Numudan because he went for a very specific opening here as the Chinese to look to punish greedy French play. But Puppypaw was not greedy. In fact, he was extra careful compared to what we normally see from French, skipping the wheelbarrow early, making sure he follows up with the archery range to prevent this from happening. So it means that everything is delayed here for Numudan. The deer is coming in late. He needs to invest into way more units to actually secure even his first deer pack, making it very tricky.
Oh, but
now we have range damage
itself,
on the way for Puppy.
Yeah, but this in itself, like bringing those 4 deer back is already over 1,000 food, so this can really stabilize the economy here for quite a while.
That's the tricky part though, right? Like, I feel like you really don't want to get stuck in feudal for too long here as China.
Yeah.
Because you, of course, end up using up a lot of that food, which you'd rather invest into knights in Castlage. Puppy now moving on to his second deer pack. The first one has been depleted. Might look to drop an outpost there as well, just to prevent sneak away deer from Numudan. And I'm curious if we have a third production building yet from Puppypaw. I think that could be quite a key detail here. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, it's just, he did actually go for the blacksmith before that. There's a lot of villagers up on the deer. Okay, he is getting an outpost up there. Definitely necessary considering the horsemen that are currently scurrying about there. Not finding anything on the gold as Puppypaw pulls the villagers back just enough, only to drop a house and then go back to the gold. That's nice. That's a cool detail there.
Yeah, I wish it was nice when that happens. Oh, I'm housed? Well, tiny retreat to build a house.
But he is going to find the villagers on the deer. Puppypaw does realize in time, though. Jumps inside the outpost. Numudan, a lot of the horsemen are already weak, so doesn't have enough here in order to really contest that at the moment. And it looks like, as you mentioned, like Numudan's now going to be looking for the eventual age up. He's getting a lot of gold passively through the taxes, of course, and yeah, just with that, actually going to be able to go for the age up. Some outposts also really getting rushed up now on the gold.
Yeah. That's a good decision, I think. I mean, he knows there's likely to be a very brutal push coming in here from Puppy sooner rather than later.
Question is, why did Puppy suddenly like let off the pressure there on Numudan? Like this age up is essentially free now for him, and he was able to secure even more deer now. So Numudan all of a sudden in an amazing spot.
Yeah, I agree. It's just you take your foot off the pedal for just 1 minute, as Puppypaw did, and suddenly China's just aging up the castle with just tactics, just like that. It's it's a sight to behold. Although, I mean, there is double outpost there, right? But no fortification, no arrow slits. There's not many horsemen, really, so there's little stopping Puppypaw here from actually trying to his hardest to punish this. The powers focusing the archers is the main concern for him here, but you see, like, yeah, like, the 2 outposts actually aren't enough to really secure this gold vein. Horsemen, though, looking for an engagement, get off a few good hits on the archers without much danger. But with the villagers stuck inside, this is pretty precarious here for Puppypaw.
Veterancy upgrade on the spearman is going to be coming in, and some of the archers have been taken down. With veterancy, the archers are actually not going to be able to one-shot them anymore, but they'll still be able to do good damage to them. Now veterancy is going to be coming in. This is the moment now for Numudan to potentially go back with the engagement. Outpost still up.
But the veteran spearmen, they do so much damage to these knights. They're falling pretty quickly to the archers, but Puppy's throwing away a lot here. If he actually gets this outpost down, this might be worth it if he's able to kill the villagers, but I'm not sure he can. There's a lot of knights going down. Numudan was late on the repair. He was too busy controlling his units, microing here. But that might cost him at least 5 villagers.
They're trying to repair once again, not going to be able to do so, and now trying to go for the runaround. Outpost still focusing the armored units with the knights. Now there's the first Lancer coming in for Numudan. Quite late. Maybe just go for the Lancers instead of the Veterancy upgrade. He didn't have any gold at all. Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Numudan, he's falling apart right now. He can only make Spearmen. He doesn't have any gold. He's sending villagers out on the other side to try and get gold, but there isn't any gold. No, he's going for the boar, is he? Like, there's just no gold there.
Yeah, I mean, he must be going for the boar, right? Surely. I mean, in theory, with taxes and crossbows and spearmen, he should be able to hold here, but it's just a little too late, I think. I mean, -6 villages at this point, and this tower is also, even now, still unsafe.
We're just gonna have to evacuate
Definitely
here
going
now.
down. Villagers could get away. It's just to repair instead.
Yeah, this is like one of those moments where the captain goes down with the ship. Full spearman to defend though. One villager does go down, but that's also a good amount of knights that will go down with it as well.
Yeah, 4 of them.
A really good amount of
down.
knights. Yeah. Numudan's still down a lot though at this point, but Puppypaw, he is getting to the point where he is not struggling to mass up again. Like there's 5 knights in queue. But Numudan's able to now at least start like making stuff again without it getting immediately taken down.
And that does feel nice. I mean, I think we desperately need a couple crossbows here from Numudan, but I guess it's a little late
So
for
difficult
that.
against the archers, yeah.
Yeah. Behind the double outpost, if we had some crossbow shooting, would have made a big difference. But yeah, I mean, of course, hindsight is 2020. Bobby's still just reinvesting. He still has his boar to the north, which is going to be an immense amount of food for him to just keep this going if he wants.
Oh, one knight.
And he's not
Even
noticing.
more raids. Yeah, that's
It's
massive.
not, that's the 4th. Make that a 5th kill here.
That's crazy.
Aye, aye, aye.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting distracted the other side as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's massive value gain there by Puppypaw. That again makes it so difficult for Numudan, even with the double outpost going back up again. Gonna look to focus fire, potentially. Want to take out the low HP knight, and then the archers. A lot of knights going down again here.
But this time the archers are finally getting focused down by the outpost.
Yep. God, more villagers falling though.
Yeah, we're used to it at this point.
This is such a mess, Crackety.
It is. He's getting distracted so much.
Massacre. But yeah, I mean, because of the villager kills, it's pretty obvious who's sort of in the lead here. Even though he's a whole age behind still. It's just so difficult for Numudan to get anything done when his economy has been cut like this.
I mean, now he's at the point where he can finally start making some knights again. But this is rough.
See, normally when you're under this kind of a pressure, you would love to also have like 1 or 2 lancers to raid, but when the pressure is this severe, it's very difficult to find the space to do so.
Puppypaw throwing a couple of knights away there, but he can easily afford to do so. 18 villagers have been taken down so far. And Puppypaw, he's still not letting up. More and more knights in queue. Numudan, that boar so far has truly saved him that he's been gathering from.
Oh yeah.
Like, that has been his bread and butter for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. Desperately needed. I mean, if 2 outposts don't work, make it 3, right? That might be enough for Numudan here. Secure his gold vein finally. But food is becoming a slightly bigger issue for him than the gold at this point in time.
We do have some knights here, but most importantly, Puppypaw, he's not looking for the boar. He
Actually,
isn't expecting it.
Is there outposts there? Is that why he didn't strike at it yet? There must be the reason.
No, there's no outpost. This is just naked.
That's crazy.
It is.
It's Numudan's turn to be greedy, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, like, there's always this interesting dynamic. When you're behind in a game already, you actually want to be more greedy than before, because since you're already behind, spending extra
Exactly.
resources on outposts or walls, right? Like it's not going to get you back in the game, but getting
Either
away
you're
with the
dead or
grid.
you... Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So technically, it's the right choice. And it's the reason he's still in this game. He might be missing most of his limbs, but he is in this.
Puppypaw, so many knights on the field. He's got so much gold in the bank that I feel like at this point, surely, there should be a moment in time for him to just age up. And indeed, he looks like he just bought some food. And now, Puppypaw sees the villagers on the boar, but he's hiding his scouts, so Numudan doesn't know that he's been found. Oh, this... Okay, that... The second that comes in, that's gonna be GG. The second that next raid connects.
Yeah.
And there's no
be right.
reason at all for Numudan to suspect this right now, that this is coming.
Beautiful maneuver here by Puppypaw. Yeah, this should definitely secure the game here for him. It was a matter of time, wasn't it? The writing was on the wall with these villagers, and yeah, the bad news is there for Numudan. Immediately, the units actually do not get recalled because he knows he can't save this, and he can't trap these knights, so he has to find counter damage of his own, and he may potentially be able to do so, because most of the knights are there on the ball, leaving this age up exposed. It is about to finish. All these villagers are trapped here, actually. It's very difficult for them to escape. There's not enough knights left here to stop these lances from Numudan. This could be extremely dangerous for Puppypaw, actually. Numudan, I don't think he realized. Does he know about the villagers there? He must do.
He did send a single knight over there, but the villagers actually just pulling the shifts.
Yeah, he has to go there. He has to get these villagers down. That's his only way to come back in this game. He needs to kill these.
It's so many.
It's so many.
Oh, it's a turnaround.
Oh, the juking.
Puppypaw, he's buying himself so much time here with the villager maneuver.
And the knights are returning now. They're veterans seed up. This is big trap with the spearmen. There's
oh my god,
many
the villagers are fighting! Oh, this is the way. This is actually the way for Numudan back into the game? No way.
Why isn't he
No
running?
way! He just killed 30 vills!
Why did he not run away with them? The army was there.
I don't know. I want to tell
Suddenly-
you, but I don't know that suddenly the game's not over.
Well, just like that, back and forth. This is exactly what you'd expect from this matchup, Crackety. Just chaos everywhere.
But he gets a keep up. Puppypaw gets a keep up. Oh, that is so devastating with the discount now.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's no more raids in the main base at least, and yeah, I mean, he knows.
Yeah, he realizes with the keep up, there's no way back for sure. Aye. You throw the villagers away and it didn't even matter. GG comes in. Puppypaw able to take the victory here, able to win the set 3-1.
Indeed, a hard-fought victory here for Puppy. Despite it being 3-1, a lot of these games went down to the wire. Great performance by Numudan as well. Definitely put up a great fight. But Puppypaw emerges victorious. And I think after this game, after much deliberation, I think we can confidently say that the ball is actually the law.
The paw is the law indeed. But man, just at the replay again, able to take another look at it as all of those villagers suddenly pulling the shifts there and the villager count almost equalizing in a matter of seconds. Crazy back and forth, but this time Puppypaw already having enough resource secure to drop that keep as well, right when Numudan has lost all of his units.
Yeah, like if the hit didn't happen on the ball, which obviously stole the entirety of Numudan's food income, pretty much, like that was literally his entire food income, then I think that the hit definitely would have been enough to keep us in that game for another 20-30 minutes at least. But wasn't meant to be. There's just too much damage accruing before that. And I'll be showing exactly why this matchup is so difficult for the French, right? I do think maybe the Carthage was just a touch premature from Numudan. Because normally the way this goes, right, is you want at least a little bit of a good engagement as China, just a little bit of a tempo lead for you to propel into that castle age and have at least like half a minute of safety for you to get some knights out, maybe some crossbows, veteran spears, whatever you need. But, and granted, yeah, Puppy took his foot off the pedal just a little bit, but it wasn't enough, right? Considering that there were some units thrown away by Numudan earlier, the deer was late, so that little lead wasn't really there to begin with.
Indeed.